Gotta do the steam. Gotta do the steam.
Steam.
Yep. Hello and welcome from my new home, the cardboard box.
I live here too. I pay rent.
Yeah. Yes. It's
ain't
been
cheap.
a very trying week for my wallet. Just the news that came out this week. First of all, it started off with some bangers, and then ended with bangers that just made me feel instant regret in my wallet and looking at taking out like either a second mortgage on the house or looking at taking out loans. I was like, wow, thank you, Metakitty World, for all the announcements yesterday. That was indeed a thing that happened. And I already ended up spending money because today I got in the mail my Kabuto CSM finally. So mad excited. Finally got this thing in. So put that up, especially since this was one of the belts that I had wanted for so long since I was a kid. Because of course, watch Kabuto back when it aired. That was 2006. I was 17 at the time, and I was like, I gotta get it, but couldn't afford it. But yeah, was great. So of course, joining me on the panel is the one and only, the Oxy 360, the only other Toku tuber willing to show up to this stream. How are you this fine?
I am good. I don't know, I've been getting sick, I've been coughing, I've been spluttering, but I feel fine most of the time. It's just like I've been out of breath when talking and doing a lot of videos, so I don't know what's wrong with me, but I feel fine right now.
You got the 2020s? You got the 2020s hitting you?
I don't know if it's the 2020s, that's the thing, because it comes and goes away.
I mean, that's kind of how the 2020s went anyway. So kind of just goes and comes back. And I mean, I've had it twice, 3 times. I forget how many. The second time definitely hit me the hardest. But yeah. Mark is running late, which is why we completely opened the floor to roasting his ass. So feel free, because
we'll read him out on stream. We'll read him out on stream when he gets here.
It's like we tried waiting for him. We tried waiting for him, and he still didn't show up. I even sent him a message on Discord. He showed up, so he was like, "Yeah, I'm running a little bit behind."
He's probably in the kitchen cooking his pickles now. Probably wondering.
He's probably deep frying some pickles. He's gonna show up, and you're just gonna catch him mid hand in pickle jar, some kind of action like that. So it's just the way it needs to go. So obviously, news this week, but first we gotta obviously talk about superhero time. But first off, it just seems like people just read video titles without actually watching the videos. Because I got some comments over my Gotchard video thinking that I was legit just dropping the entire show. In which case I'm like, you didn't watch the video. You definitely didn't watch the video. I'm not dropping Gotchard. I'm still watching it week 2. The people that watch me live on Twitch know that I'm still watching it week to week because we just finished watching it.
Well, you didn't watch the video to the end.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. People don't watch videos up until the end. I'm just not covering it up in reviews anymore on a week-to-week basis until they give me something of substance to work with. In which case, this episode still didn't give me much of substance to really work with.
I didn't watch it. I got busy, so I have to go with your recap. Gotchard is one of those shows that I feel like I'm going to sit down and watch it, and then I don't watch it.
It's look, it's not a bad show, and that's the thing that I also say in the video. It's not a bad show. It's very wholesome at times. This episode definitely started leaning into some of those potential wholesome moments going in there. But yeah, it's still one of those shows that you just take it week by week and you just go from there. It's a show that's hard for me as someone that is very over analytical, tries looking through all the little breadcrumbs that they try giving me and working something in there to sustain a regular YouTube video length. To do anything. Really, if I were to review this, it would literally have to be shorts in which I'm like,
Right.
good. It's okay. Something happened. Not enough, but some stuff happened.
Yeah.
Literally, it could literally just be shorts of me talking about, well, let's talk forms, and that's it. It's just me
And
talking forms.
I feel like looking at everyone else who's doing like the weekly reviews for Gotchard, I feel like the interest is there, but it isn't fully there compared to other seasons.
No, it definitely comes into that headspace
Mhm.
for a lot of folks. I saw that there's still some people keeping up with the weekly reviews.
Yeah.
So that's good on their part, but like I just can't do it. Like
Yeah.
I'm still like watching the show. I'm still gonna end up doing reviews once we get to like a culmination of certain events that have gone
Yeah.
up. Maybe once this arc is over and we see where this arc is going,
Yeah.
then maybe. But for right now, no, they're really just simmering, and I know
Mhm.
that these shows can be very reactionary.
Yeah.
Since they're only shot about a month or so in advance from air date,
Yeah.
that they probably are taking in stride some of the things that people are saying right now regarding the show and effectively injecting that into the shows that we'll probably see like a month or two down the line. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I said, it's not to say that this show is bad. It's just not at the tempo of what we had before. Because once again,
Mhm.
Geats was a show that came out the gate swinging, and it was like completely breakneck pacing in the beginning. So
Yeah.
everybody was invested, everybody was in, everybody was feeling the moment. Revice was in a similar boat.
Mhm.
So yeah, then those shows ended up like teetering off like towards the middle and started juggling and floundering towards the end.
But there was
Gotchard can
always
definitely go the other way.
yeah, but with Gates, even though Gates and Revice, they did teeter, they did sort of go in weird directions. There was still something to talk about each week with those shows.
Yes.
And Gotchard is like they ran through a cave for the entire episode. Not much to talk about.
Yeah. So yeah, let's get into this week's Gotchard. Let me share my screen here and hope that my computer doesn't crash. I always like wish that now. I'm like, come on, PC, you got this. This stream is, of course, brought to you by Complete Selection Modification. Zio's home next. It's the cardboard box we're currently in. So it's free with the purchase of any other CSM. Like when you get a CSM, you get the box. That's what the CSM is in that box. But yes, blatant advertisement for a Kemi we never saw get captured before, but it's the small phone. We finally get to see it in glorious toy toy form, and Hotar is using it because they're about to be fishing for some giant enemy crabs, which is another Kemi that he just manages to fish out, but he also ends up becoming CG hot mess using the small phone and some Firefly and there's fucking Mark
Oh, look, he decided to show up.
with a black screen too.
Yeah.
Man, this man still has his camera covered and everything, just completely unprepared.
He doesn't want to face us. That's why he's hiding the screen.
Yep. Oh, no, he's glitching out. Oh, maybe. He looks completely still. Okay. He's moving at
no,
2 frames
everything
per
is
second.
act. Dude, I had a Windows update. And then
so you're dealing with the issues I normally face.
No, and then it logged me out of everything. And I was just like logging with Google Chrome back in Streamlabs and nothing was working. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking walk away.
All right. Well, you're moving at 2 frames per second, so I want you to know that.
All right.
Need you to put some ray tracing on. Enable boost power. All that good stuff. So, all right. So it becomes this giant, stupid PNG image. I can't it looks like a vending machine with a biker's helmet on. That's what this looks like. But he uses it to flash the crab and then catch it. So Then afterwards, I guess you can say, Ichinose got crabs, but it's that's there. That's neither here nor there. But outside of that, afterwards they start debating on who takes the credit for capturing that Gemi, because apparently this was part of a game and Hotaru cheated by using his driver when he shouldn't have. But all this gets interrupted with a kid with a weird cactus. And he wants to get rid of the cactus because he oversaw them dealing with the Kemi before. So he's just like, hey, you guys deal with weird shit all the time. My dad doesn't want this. He doesn't want me to have this, so y'all can have them. And they're like, you sure you want to get rid of this guy? And he's just like, yeah, schooling's it for me. I'm all about the schoolings. That's what my dad says. So, I'll just deal with it. Okay, bye, guys. And then Rina's has to tell Hotaru that, even though the kid seems to be friendly with the Kemi and he thinks that he should keep the Kemi, Rina is like, nah, absolutely not. Humans and Kemis just can't hang out. By the way, of course, you got to remember the rules are the rules. And we also got to memory flash him. We got to memory flash his dad. We got to memory flash anybody who has anything to deal with this cactus. So before Hotaru gets the proper word in edgewise on what to do about the Kemi, Ringe went ahead and just snatched that bitch up. Just whatever, right in front of the kid. And then the kid's just gone. You don't see, he's like, damn, that kid was heartbroken. Maybe, sort of. We don't know. But meanwhile, Lactace. Take me to church.
I rushed over here without a drink. It's all the way over there.
She's moving her plans in motion as she found a suitable subject to become the Kemi, the amalgam for the Tonbo. So we got ourselves our dragonfly amalgam right here. Meanwhile, Hotaru manages to find the kid, and the kid's just out here studying it up because his entire goal is, of course, to become I forget what the fuck it was. It was something dealing with academics because he's doing it because he wants to make his dad proud, some shit like that. And Hotaru's like, man, you can't be doing any real serious work. Let me see that tablet. Exactly. He just looks at that and he just dies. He just dies a little bit inside, just looking at those equations. So instead, he's like, look, kid's going to be a kid. Let me see if we can just get you out of that regular cram school mode. So let's play kick the can. But overseeing this is just random guy that just apparently, it might be his dad. It's probably his dad. It's likely his dad. And he transforms into the amalgam and just completely shoots that can. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, we find out that, Sabimaru is explaining the curriculum in which his grades are really just dependent on how these capturing these Kemis end up going for him, which makes me wonder, really, what did they do in this school before the Kemis were even around? I don't know. I don't know. Also, I think Ash died. No. Oh, okay. You're muted. So I was like, I don't know.
Sorry.
You were also sitting perfectly still. So I was just like, did your internet die again?
No. I'm fine.
Okay. I know Mark froze mid-bite. So that's a great sight.
I'm good. I didn't freeze. I'm still working.
Yeah, I mean,
It's still 2 frames a second, I think.
Yeah,
and Robot-y.
I looked on YouTube and it's running smooth, so I don't know.
Is Mark running smooth for YouTube? Because right here on the back end, he's running at 2 frames per second and sounding robotic. So I'm just trying to double check.
Might take off the chat catch up.
Yeah, I was like, Jackson is like,
yeah.
Mark ain't good. I was like, well, I mean, you're talking about my Toku takes, so that makes sense.
But yeah, Spanner's out here just keeps reiterating the need for how these Kemis just they're no good at all. And then they reminisce back to episode 1, back when the Kemis apparently caused really massive destruction when they were out and set loose. And of course, if they're just set loose along the world, then it could get even worse. I don't know how like these 101 like random chemi things can just start destroying all of Japan like that, but apparently they can. So yeah. Meanwhile, of course, Hotaru is being chased down by that new amalgam, so he tries calling up Sabimaru to see if he can give him some of the specifics details on how to defeat him. But Sabimaru can't talk loud enough to be able to explain to Hotaru what the amalgam is. And not only that, his tablet ran out of battery, so it can't even talk for him. So he just fumbles the entire time until Spanner shows up and just like, give me that phone. Meanwhile, Rine and Ringe are out at not Starbucks as the barista over there explains how their portion sizes work to the point that it just confuses the fuck out of Rine. It's legit like going to Starbucks for the first time. But then afterwards, she's welcomed in by Atropos out here. So out to reiterate the daddy issues. Meanwhile, we find out from Spanner that the Kemi that Hotaru is fighting against is the Great Tombo. So he transforms using that new cactus. I forget the name of it already. But yes, Sabo Needle. That's it. Just thought of it. And just becomes this new form. Which, look, it's a good form. I like it. I just don't like that there's no bottom to it. Like, a lot of these forms just have no bottom. It's good. It reminds me like something out of Legend Hero. It's a good suit. No, I know Mark's gone. Mark said he was going to restart his computer. We're good. But while he's out chasing down this amalgam, it looks like Sabo Needle can't keep it together and ejects, leaving Hotaru to fall to his doom. And that's the end of the episode. So we actually have our first two-parter in Gotchard with this episode. So yeah, ending off in a bit of a cliffhanger. The thing that gets me when it comes to this is, so previously we've seen that Hotaru has been able to use chemis that haven't been fully that he hasn't fully connected with before, and it only triggers their wild form, the floating PNG or whatnot. But this time he got a chemi that completely was not even committed to becoming a card again at all, and still managed to transform with it. And I'm like, how? That completely throws a wrench into like the previous things that's been shown off before. It just threw shit off. But yeah, we're still. Oh, he came back and he died.
Hi, Mark.
Yeah, that was the fastest. Oh my god, man! Literally. Okay, and he's back, or not? Maybe we'll see.
Back, the stupid AI thing that's built into Windows 11 like freaking messed up everything. We can use AI to background noise and make your voice more clear. It's like, shut up, AI.
Yeah, instead you just sound way more robotic right now.
Does it still sound robotic?
Yeah.
I guess the robots are taking over.
They probably are.
Elon Musk was right. He was right. The bots. It's the bots. They've come for Mark because he still has a Twitter account. So, but yeah, Gotchard in general still ends up just still very lighthearted. We do end up getting a little bit more information regarding what the Dark Sisters are actually up to, because one key part of this episode was Spanner trying to figure out why exactly they needed to make the amalgams and things like that, even without them keeping the chemis at the end. We find out this episode that it's the most generic explanation ever, but it's just that they need to collect the negative energy from humans and the chemis. So when they become the amalgams, that still stores enough negative energy for them to be able to start setting up whatever it is, the catalyst to open the door
The
of
door
darkness.
of darkness.
And that's it. And that's it. That's literally the only thing that we really get.
Mm.
And it's just like, okay, all right, you guys are literally giving me crumbs. And that's part of the reason why, like, last week's episode and this week's episode, I was like, I don't think I can keep reviewing this show. Like, you guys are really not giving me anything. At this point, it's literally like just a glorified recap and me just going like, it's okay. And at that point, I'm just like, that's not even a review. So why even bother? That's part of the reason why I just said I can't review the show until something major happens. And then I can start like going back into the pot and start looking at that stuff. But yeah, Ash, you already said that you haven't even watched this week's Gotchard. So what is it for you that this show is doing or not doing right?
I think it's maybe the pacing, but then again, like I'm just waiting on that big thing to happen. Because like with like Revice and Geats and Zero, like all the other like previous Reiwa series, there was something that kept you coming back week to week. These episodes being episodic, like I'll come back, but then again, not a lot has been happening. Like you said, like we got the off-screen cards getting captured. We've got like the plot slowly moving along with the villains. Like we're slowly going to figure out what they're trying to do. And like we're like 7, 8 episodes in, and it feels like much longer than that.
It does, especially since you really feel the week-to-week nature of this show. It's hard to believe that we're already 2 months into this show already.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are 2 months into the show already. Like it seems like only yesterday we were like talking about these cards and everything that we were gonna end up like spending on all these goddamn dupes and shit. Yeah. And Mark's got some new shit. He's got more stuff.
Of course. I got it from the magazine. They gave me a box to hold my cards in.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh. Well, at least you don't have to worry about that malfunctioning and not being able to read your cards, so you're good.
Yeah. And also, I did get the X8 card. I don't know if you saw that one yet. That was in the magazine.
Oh.
Try to take it out. Okay, that's the coolest thing about the chart right now.
Oh.
Like, I don't hate the show. It's just...
No, and that's the thing. It's like...
It's a nothing burger right now.
It's like I said as well. It's like, I don't hate the show, and I'm not dropping it. I'm still watching it. I'm just not covering it weekly. But people are taking the title that's not clickbait. It's literally just saying I'm done with Gotchard in terms of covering it week to week.
Dude, I did the same thing in a video, and everyone thought I quit YouTube. like, okay, you come back when you're ready. It's like, no, I'm just not talking about Gotchard. Like, there's other stuff like King-Ohger and Toy. Like, oh, but you said, I'm like, no, I said I'm not reviewing Gotchard. Like, that's it. Because I have nothing to say. I just recap it, like you said, and then be like, so I thought it was this. I'm like, no, unless something happens, nothing to talk about.
Exactly.
Like recapping Gotchard didn't get me excited. Like recapping Geats or King-Ohger when I was talking about those shows with Don Brothers. Like Gotchard, it's like, oh yeah, then this happens and that happens, and then yeah,
and just even working with the recap portion, I normally try and make a spin on the recap, make it some sort of comedic effect and things like that. And Gotchard barely gives me anything to like work with, and I'm like, I can't even roast these kids. I can't, because they give me nothing to work with to at least make some good jokes out of. Like Geats, for as like teeter-tottering and started getting towards the end, I was still able to crack jokes and make like really out of nowhere references and shit. Gotchard, on the other hand, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not even having fun recapping this. So it's just that. And not to say, once again, it's not a bad show. It's just not something that your typical reviewer can break down in just an episode by episode format. If this is going to get reviewed, it has to be in batches. That's the only way it can work.
Because you can't analyze enough, because not enough stuff is happening. It's a slow burn, so you can't sit there and pick apart every episode, because a lot of plot stuff is still moving without any real major like steps in it.
Yep.
You should just rewatch Blade with me and do weekly recaps. Imagine the bits Blade would give you.
Well, no, since I'm taking a break from doing weekly Kamen Rider reviews, I am cooking up side content that I can still put out. This is the most excited I've been about working on something for YouTube in a while, because I've already started working on some graphics. I've already started some scripting on there. Already started some batch downloads on some stuff. Because I really want to tackle doing like some editorial work that has like my new style in it. Like I've tried doing like editorial pieces before, but of course that was before I started finding who I was when it came to like making content. And now that I've got that foundation in place, I'm like, I know exactly how to spin my style into making an editorial piece. So I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited for what I'm doing. It's still going to be Toku related. It's not going to be like lore type stuff, but it's definitely going to be an experience with a dash of graphical plagiarism.
Like, where's he going with this? And it's like plagiarism.
No, literally the first line in this script is like, holy plagiarism. That's literally the first line in this script that I wrote. So,
are you making a Guillermo del Toro video?
Yeah,
I'm still hung up on that. Like, I made some people mad when I went to anytime I go to Del Toro rants about plagiarism.
But yeah, it seems like the second you say that you're gonna drop a show, that's when you start getting commenters from out of woodworks that you've never seen before. I've been called an ungrateful tokutuber recently for not appreciating what I've got to feast on. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not
we got
King-Ohger.
Yeah,
King-Ohger's giving me, apparently giving bees is a negative. Is a net
horrible.
negative. So it's the same thing.
Depending on what country you're in. I mean, bees are like basically might as well be failing.
So, but that's how that goes.
My favorite is being called a fake Kamen Rider fan because I'm like, yeah, all this stuff behind me.
Well, that's the thing. It's like the amount of money yes, call me a fake fan, but this is real money that was spent. Like I did this over the course of probably longer than most people in the chat maybe have been alive. And yeah. It's just like, okay, sure. I've been doing this for about your entire lifespan, and I'm the fake fan. Cool. Great. Got him.
Makes sense, honestly, when you think about it, logistically speaking.
I mean, maybe they're expecting there's a green screen behind there. You're just going to trip over and just walk through it.
Oh, believe me, when I'm doing the bits from sitting here, you can tell when there's a green screen behind me. Like, if you could see
you
the
can tell in the
shadowing.
hair. You can tell in the hair because you can see the green.
Yeah.
It's like, it's tough with...
It's stuff when
hair.
Yes, if my hair was black or something like that, it'd probably blend in pretty seamless.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work when it's this.
Any bright colors don't go well with green screen.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the front, of course,
you got called the old person here. It's like, I'm old. Well, yeah, Zio's the oldest. Keep it that way.
Sure. We'll go with that. We'll go with that right now. But on the other side, we got King-Ohger this week, which definitely curious to get both of y'all's opinions on this crossover now that it's done. Went ahead and seeped some of those lore bits in there and shit like that. It was some good stuff. But of course, this coming from someone that watched Kyoryuger back in the day, and then watching this, I was feeling it. I was definitely feeling this episode. This episode, like, dramatically improved last week's episode and vice versa. They both complement each other so well, which is why like it doesn't work trying to review last week's episode and this week's episode separately for me. They had to come in a match set. It's the only way they could have worked. But of course, last time we got greeted with the new big boss of Debos becoming giant, but apparently he could only keep up the bravery for so long before it unstabilized and he had to dip out. So of course we're back at the human refugee camp where everybody's just down in the dumps, but Gira's like, nah, we're gonna go ahead and cheer everybody up. So he just plays up his whole Tyrant King act. Rita shows off their face, which always makes people laugh for some reason, which it makes you wonder, like, just really how'd that go? How does that go? Himeno plays music just to find out the kids ain't got no rhythm. And yeah, the Boski prepares up the food. So we get all that good stuff. But on the other side, Nobu introduces Deboski to his sister and his niece. And I was just like, they brought back Deca Yellow again? They brought back Deca Yellow again? And the thing is, I said this in my review. I was thinking about it. I was like, it's oddly, convenient that they brought back Jasmine from Deca Ranger into this. And knowing how Toei works now, we've seen it now so many times.
Mhm.
If you see an actor show up in one thing, it kind of hints that they're gonna get as much money, like as much film as they can get off of this actor in more than one aspect. Think of it like Tachibana and Outsiders suddenly showing up also in King-Ohger as Grody, and then Jasmine shows up over here, and I'm like, they're shooting Deca Ranger 20, aren't they? And they just haven't announced it yet. Only 2 days after I said that, they give us the announcement of Deca Ranger 20. I was like, got it right. Got it. I was, hold on. Got it right. Got it right.
I think you got it right.
Yeah, I think I did.
Doesn't make sense they would film all this stuff. I mean, Toei doesn't. It's not like,
Yeah.
other American studios where they're like, you have the main production company like a Warner Brothers, and they got like here's Paramount with all their other what. Like Toei does a lot of stuff in house, and if they have the actors from around, they're like, all right, since you're here, go over there. We got some more clothes. Change it. Go. Here's your script. Go over there. Film that. Oh, come back over here now. Go over there. I mean,
Yep.
listen. That's why I know we're getting a Blade 20th.
I mean, they're probably shooting right now.
Mm.
I'll be. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. YouTube.
When does this event finish? Because we'll probably. Well, I doubt we'll get a trailer, but when does this event drop that we've been getting all this news from?
Which event?
The one where we've been seeing all the trailers and the CSM stuff. That's like a Toei event, right? Or a Bandai event?
The United Media World. That was a event that was held yesterday.
Yeah.
There was a live stream that they did as well. I've got it all downloaded. We'll go over it.
Yeah.
Once
AKA
we get
Mark's Broke Fest. That's what
Yeah, I'm
it is.
guessing it's
Death
over.
Fest
Yeah.
2023.
Oh yeah. I mean, they even announced shit going as far as like 2025.
Yeah.
Like I was like, damn.
Let me plan my financial responsibilities a year and a half in advance.
But yeah, back to King-Ohger this week. So while they're there, of course, they, another shot here. Also, by the way, that's not the same actress that played Nobu's niece back during Kyoryuger. Apparently, I don't know what's up with the actress, but this is a completely different other chick. It's not the same little girl that played his niece 10 years ago. So just note that, by the way. But here's some more Jasmine shots. And they give our heroes modern clothing, which, you know what, gotta ask real quick, who do you think had the best regular Earth fit out of all the King-Ohgers, and why was it Himeno?
Well, sadly, I didn't prepare a PowerPoint presentation or any Google slides.
Good, we'll be here for an hour.
Yeah, obviously it's Himeno. I still want to have like a Marvel What If situation with Jeremy's mom in street clothes. Maybe like high rise acid wash, soccer mom jeans. Nice sensible blouse.
What if Himeno wearing Jeremy's mom's fit?
I would. That might. I'm gonna say that one. I'm sure you already knew where I was going with that one about wearing things and fitting. And yeah. I'm honestly, if you thought my computer would crash, my brain would crash.
Rita's the best. Rita's just wearing black on black with a black face mask. Come on now. It's virtually not that much of a change compared to everybody else. Come on now.
It just doesn't. Yeah.
See, Young had a pretty good fit.
Yeah, that's just the John Wick collection. John Wick chapter Ohger.
But yeah, Rita gets introduced to a manga series by Lucky Edo at the same time, seeing that Lucky Edo is pretty cuddly, looking very Mofun-ish, and they just can't help themselves but just hug them. They gotta hug the cat sock, the giant socked cat. Just needed to get hugged.
Another one I think is creepy. Like, that's not a cute cat sock. That is like a slight against God.
Especially when it's got a face down there in the belt area. Like that's
all I think of is that's the creation of a father who took a cat in a hamper full of laundry and did some sort of alchemy experiment on it.
So you're saying this is Gotchard related?
No. Fullmetal Alchemist.
Oh, okay. That would have actually made Gotchard interested, but you just said it's Full Metal Alchemist, so we're back at square one.
Well, I gotta talk about something that's good. That's alchemy.
Well, Himeno, on the other hand.
No.
You just chug the pickle
Dude,
brine?
this has garlic in it. Like literally minced garlic. I'll throw up on stream.
How many donations for Mark to drink that?
No.
Okay.
We can negotiate.
But yes, Himeno definitely has the best rockin' fit going on over here. Still works out in her favor. But of course, this is when she starts realizing that, of course, the kids here she's trying to cheer them up. So she plays the piano for them, only to see that they ain't got no rhythm. But she's still trying. Meanwhile, of course, Gira and Yama dispute over what to specifically do, especially with the Demos Empire. Do they go ahead and fight them, or do they find a way to get back home? Like, all these things and more. When Jeremy shows up, and it's just like, look, I just found the deepest of lores. Just the deepest of lores. All the lores. And it's not my mom. It's my dad. Because we found out that, of course, 2,000 years ago, this mural was made. Of course, this is all conjecture, but he's just like, yeah, there used to be warring tribes of humans, and eventually there was one set of humans that just said, fuck this shit, I'm out. So they leave for Africa. Once again, yeah, God, the graphics, I'm still, look, I see that they tried doing something here because they tried merging Africa with South America. Mm-hmm. But it still mostly looks like Africa with Europe there on top. Like, I'm sorry. But yeah, they dipped out. And the only reason why he believes this to be true is because he's like, don't you guys notice that this is very similar to my art style? And that's because I got it from my daddy. Because he taught me how to draw, and for some reason told me how the top of this other planet looks like. So I also drew it to go in tandem with what he did. I guess, I don't know. That's the weird part about this whole thing. But yeah, that's the entire thing. All of these pieces of lore all come from Jeremy's dad, and then Jeremy just trying to copy his dad's style. But I do like that the little tapestry here shows a lot of Kyoryuger lore in itself. Like Torin is up there at top, fighting, of course, the original Chaos. And then, of course, making the Zudens right underneath that, along with the Kyoryuger. But that I go into it in my review because there's a lot of lore from Kyoryuger that just got kind of explained in this tapestry in itself, especially since if this was made over 2,000 years ago, then technically it does predate the Kyoryugers in general, because the Kyoryugers have their own versions of like spirit rangers, but the earliest one is still 1,500 years ago, so not exactly 2,000 years, meaning all of this is just pretty much would have implied that Torin possibly had communications with Jeremy's dad, in which case he would have been also the one that would have given him the technological prowess to even make the Shugadam Castle, the King Caucasus Castle, and make that spaceship to be able to go to other worlds. All of it probably just stems from Torin in itself. So it's good stuff if you know Kyoryuger, and then you just mix that in with King-Ohger, because now you've got the lore of one show now being intertwined with the lore of the other show, and you can't disassemble that now. It's good. Meanwhile, Ami tries reaching out because she found the Zudens, but then she gets attacked. But Prince, not liking his not mom getting attacked, goes ahead and impulsively rushes in with Gira in tow. And this leads to the best scene of the episode, where he introduces Ami to the Tyrant King. The Tyrant King? Yes, I'm the Tyrant King. Nice to meet you. It was
like, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, I was like that. I had to stop. I was like, this is hilarious. This was a great moment. Like, I had to include the raw footage in my review because I'm like, nah, this was too good of a scene. Too good of a scene. Nice to meet you. I'm the Tyrant King. But yeah, after doing the deeds, then Daigo goes ahead and sends out telepathy over to Prince, telling him that Gabutira is now his to command. And because of that, Gira suddenly gets the idea of like, hey, wait, telepathy? Maybe I too can pull shit out of my ass and completely just sync up with Kuwagan, a whole nother like galaxy away. And just use the sword as the satellite dish needed to. So he manages to get through, and Suzume, wow, lamenting Raculus once again. Like, it's been 2 years. That body should have been cold. Should have been decomposing by now. She should have been, if this was an act, she should have dropped it by now. But no, she's still in Shuganam. She's not even in Tofu. She's still out here, like, thinking of Raculus. And I'm just like, she's in deep. She's still feeling that, man.
No, Ragley's was in deep. That's why she's still.
So yeah, all of a sudden this ring that I don't even think she had this ring before in the show, but this ring out of nowhere, like just manages to key into the King Caucasus castle, where the lance and the crown are there. I don't know how they're there when Gira also just, had it.
Don't question it.
But yes, just jabbing that into the King Caucasus castle manages to make it transform into what we all thought was tank form, because that's the way that they advertised it in the toy, but it was actually spaceship form.
I feel like they couldn't call spaceship form because it would have spoiled it. Because even the newer toy, the candy toy that's coming out this week, still says tank form.
Yeah. People are telling me that there was a scene. Oh yeah, during the wedding. Oh yeah, because he did rush that wedding at the end when he got he was like, oh
yeah.
Nah, I got diplomatic immunity. I'm over here tapping your sister. So can't do me like that. So yeah, there's that. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, we see that Nobu is in with Candelera. And it's just like he's in there. He's beating those heart-shaped cheeks. Just out there, just in there, even though this Sue actor is that old guy that I always talk about. The one for Sononi and Rita and stuff like that. But okay, yeah. You do you, my guy. And if it's something about someone getting in between something that's not the same thing, then Jeremy's all about it. He's all about that kind of in-between game. And then he finds out, oh, they're getting married too. That's even better. I thought he would just beam them cheeks up. You getting married too? My man. Out here doing things. Meanwhile, Himeno back here with the sass, because we see that Ian is just like, my lady, here to protect you. And she's like, my lady, I'm sorry, you happen to be talking to Queen Bee. So she's just out here putting in that work. And then, Mark, you're not even looking up. This is the shot for you. Just
trust me. I don't think I got to say it on my phone. I got him in a folder on Google Drive.
Got them sass shots.
I got it on the iCloud.
Some super sass shots. And she's just like, yep. Well, Rita asked the important question, technically, is just like, so you guys beat these guys before. How'd you guys do it? Oh, we just played the melody of the earth. The song of the earth. Oh. but why can't you do? Well, we've forgotten rhythm. But then Himeno remembers that on the mural there were musical notes on there. And of course, since she happens to be able to read music, she saves the world. The end. That's the end. No. But still, she still manages to save the world. She's out here. She plays the piano, plays the Kyoryuger theme song. Some people argue like the singing was bad. Look, it was a bunch of kids, actual actors out there, like kids. They probably just got volunteers. Like, look, we're gonna dirty you up, and we need you to sing this song that predates you even being born. Just sing it. And look, we're gonna play it back here in the background. You guys have like 2 hours to memorize this song, and then we're gonna come out here on set, and you're gonna go ahead and sing it, and then go for it. And we got a quick super chat from Musa Muteki for $2. I admit to shedding tears from Earth's Melody. And that's the thing. When this scene happened the first time, and like the kids and the adults started singing, and you just started seeing all the Kyoryugers like start getting reinvigorating and all that stuff, I legit shed tears. My first time watching it, I was just like, God damn it, they got me. They got me. It's out here just starting to get the tears coming down. I was like, it's good. That's good. There's some good stuff right there. Second time watching it, close. I just got choked up. Even when I was editing the review, I was like, still getting a little bit choked up at the scene. So let's see here. Did you guys have any emotional attachment to this scene or not?
I've never seen Kyoryuger or Ku.
Yeah,
I've never seen it, so like I don't have as deep of like the lore and attachment to these past two episodes. Like it's cool because it's a crossover, and I understand the implications of taking a show from 20 years ago and tying the lore of it into a major plot point and character of a new show. But no, never seen it, so I don't have any like attachment to the song. I didn't even know that was a song from the theme song, honestly.
Wow. Well, look, I'm gonna go figure out why my dog's barking real fast. You guys can talk about Himeno while you're on the scene.
All right, Mark, I'll let you take it from here.
All right, guys, look at this. I would rate that fit 9 pickles because that's how many I got in the jar.
Nice.
Honestly, like I don't know. So you haven't seen the cure? What is it called? Kyoryuger?
Kyoryuger? I cannot say it.
There's too many Y's and R's in it.
Yeah. Like there's Kyoryuger. Like I can like I don't know. It's the Ryuja, like I get that, but it's the Kyo. The Kyoryuger. Kyoryuger, yeah.
I'm still gonna get the super sad dice, so I didn't really get like a deep attachment to the song or these characters because I have no idea who they are.
I've heard the song. I haven't seen the show. It's on something where I can watch it, and I might actually start watching it.
Because this was Dino Charge, wasn't it, in the US?
Yeah, this was Dino Charge and Dino Supercharge.
Yeah, I didn't watch that either. Yeah. Got it on DVD, but I haven't watched it.
She just needed water.
It's a very aggressive way to ask for water.
I know. Well, because apparently everybody in my house left, and I didn't even know.
Ah.
So that's
why you're saying you're home alone with a lot of saved images of him now.
You're right, but we still have like 4 hours of live stream left.
Dude, I don't know, I don't know if you know, when Spider-Man 2 came out, I don't know if I could do 4 hours of streaming.
Yeah, I haven't even started playing it yet.
Dude, I played it last night.
I haven't even beat the first game yet. So
I beat the first one in Miles Morales in 4 days, 100% both of them. I was like,
but apparently I'm getting the game anyway, so whatever.
I never finished Miles. I didn't feel like I got near the end, but then I just didn't finish.
You get a recap and freaking.
You get a recap. Yeah, it's just I wanted the platinum, like how I platinumed the first Spider-Man.
Yeah.
All right, so back to King-Ohger, of course, with everything that's going on and Himeno saving the world, just in time for King Caucasus Castle to enter other Earths atmosphere and drop off the shoe gods, giving everybody back their ability to transform. But of course, because of Earth's melody, everyone's bravery is back. Of course, because the dinosaurs are also freed up as well. And damn, those batteries have seen better days because that paint job is definitely
that's a little rough.
little rough. So of course, that's when we start getting all the henshins and all the fighting and the traditional roll call. Like, this is the most traditional King-Ohger has been ever, with the proper Sentai roll call, with the colored explosions in the background, with the extra explosions in the background. I was like, it's kind of like Down Brothers. Once they actually hit the traditional scheme, because you've gone so long without getting it, once you actually get the traditional roll call, it feels like an event, which is something like, for a while for Sentai, definitely got played out. It's like, oh, here comes, 2 minutes of roll calls. That's great, cool, whatever. But now they don't do it so much, to the point that it's just like, man, when they actually do it, you know that they're doing it, and you're like, oh shit, roll call actually feels like something.
Also, really excited to see a pink and a green, because we haven't had them at all this season, or for this not. So it's like, oh look, 2 more colors we don't have. I was like, this looks cool. Now it's not symmetrical, but like a blue over here. But yeah, I could do it. It's still fine.
Especially with the Bowski out here being front and center, like, I'm the leader.
And I was like, I get the leaders in the middle of each one, but it's an overall roll call, kind of throws it off a bit.
Yeah, because usually it's like the 2 reds in the middle, but Gira's not even red in this one. He's like, nah, man, I went gold.
Yeah, he's like, sorry, my brother's not here to be red right now.
So yeah, not only that, but we also get the CG-licious mecha fighting on here. And you know what? I'm going to say this CG mecha fight wasn't bad. It was actually really good. I enjoyed it. It was very fluid.
Yeah, I mean, I still prefer the Suitmation from earlier this season and this and that, but it looked good.
Well, they did what they had to for the sake of the fact that the Kyoryuger, like...
I assume that thing is not existent anymore.
Kyoryuger King is not a thing anymore. Like, that suit has been dusted. They remade the upper half, and which we'll see like later on, but the rest of them doesn't exist. So, but yeah, I did find that the CG was good and better than Power Rangers.
Oh, come on, listen. That's not even a compliment. That's not even a compliment to any, like, okay, Reboot in the 90s is better CG.
No, come on, Mark. You take that back. That's not true.
No.
I did watch it. I ripped that whole Megazord out for a bit.
No, I'm saying watch Reboot again.
Oh, the Reboot. Okay, the 20. I'm thinking of like the 90s one.
No, I'm talking about Reboot. Like,
I don't like the look of that mech though. It still looks like.
Oh, okay. The 2017 Megazord. Is that the one?
The last.
No, I'm talking about Reboot, like the Reboot the show.
Well, which Reboot? It's like the 90s.
The original. No, okay. I don't want that. I tried watching the Reboot one. That was weird because it was like a sequel, but a reboot, kind of canon, but not really, except for Mainframe. I didn't like it. Yes, Beast Wars does have better CGI than Cosmic Fury.
With the CG mechs, the Zords that we got in Once and Always, and at the end of Cosmic Fury, I'm just like, wow. I don't know where that Netflix money went to, but it's definitely not this. Because those were stale as fuck. They were completely like feeling so fucking stiff. While this, I was like, ooh, y'all did that mocap right. Like that was some good dynamic camera movement, all that good shit. So yeah, they end up beating him up, and of course it's hard to recap a fight, but the fight was good. So when obviously all is said is done, we get Prince's name reveal, in which he reveals that he's technically Daigo's son, which, that's what we thought that he was, but people after watching the first episode was like, it's not his son. It's like, but the first episode also said that he came from a different timeline, so it's his son from the future. It's literally Fire Emblem Awakening. It's like, hey, this is your kid from the future, came back to the past.
So I haven't seen Kyoryuger. So are any of these like the original characters from like 20 years ago?
So
10 years ago, but yeah.
10 years ago.
I thought it
yes,
was 20 years. I don't know. 10
No,
years, same
10,
difference.
10 years ago, everyone is the original actors minus Prince. Prince is the new character in the bunch.
Okay. They really didn't age after 10 years. They look like younglings.
Well, the thing is, Soji over here, Green, is the youngest in the bunch because he was like 16 when they were filming the show. So he's
so
he's
that
26
makes-
now.
Yeah.
Ami, who is Prince's mom, she's also like 27 because she was like 17 when they filmed Kyoryuger as well.
Yeah, yeah.
My math ain't mathing.
I mean, 27. She was 17.
Yeah, but how old's Prince?
Well, Prince is from a different timeline. He's from the
He's
future. Like
a
I
new-
said,
he's a new
he's
actor.
Kingdom Heart. I mean, he's Fire Emblem Awakening's logic. He's their
Oh, so
child
he's
from
from
the
the
future
future.
that came back in time.
Oh, that was like.
Oh
He's
yeah,
an
no,
ordinary-
no, yeah. He's completely like 6 years old. He just ages fast.
I was like,
Reverse Benjamin Button.
yeah.
Yeah. It's an odd scenario, but everybody knows what the deal is. They were like, "Oh yeah, you and Daigo definitely had a thing. We definitely know y'all hooked up. So you tell us they leave you with a baby and then just left to go to space like a proper dad should."
So indulge my ignorance to this Kyoryuger thingy. So where's this Daigo guy then?
So if you
They-
saw in the first episode of the crossover, he
Yeah.
dipped out. He's red.
Mhm.
Him and Uchi, who is the Gold Ranger, they dipped out, went into space to find Dagdead. Because after Dagdead left the Devos General, they were like, look, we can't leave a threat like that, like just wandering around aimlessly. We're going to go into space and we're going to find his ass. So they dip out. They leave. In the process, I guess they end up hitting some slipstream time-space continuum shit, end up meeting Prince. They're like, man, you should go back to our Earth and just help them out because we don't want you here.
I feel like
So yeah,
the math ain't mathing, but I'm okay with that. It's good. It's fine.
but the thing is, it's like they kind of imply that it's potentially possible. It just depends whether or not Daigo and Uchi's actors have a free enough schedule that maybe they could potentially end up coming back later on in King-Ohger for a crossover event on their planet, because I mean they did go into space and
Oh, it's just reverse time travel from the freaking J.J. Abrams Star Trek with Spock. Never mind. I got it now. That's fine.
okay.
That's
So
interesting.
So yeah, during this scene in particular, since Ian and Nobu can kind of put two and two together that Ami is the mom, here we see the heartbreak in action of Soji just like realizing he has no chance. He had no chance. There was no chance of him to ever hook up with Ami.
There's a second child.
Well, no, because the thing is, Kyoryuger was one of those odd seasons where after it ended, they did like a Die Ranger type thing where they did like 100 years after, and you saw their grandchildren
Oh, jeez.
like take on their mantles and stuff like that. But their grandchildren were played by the actual actors, in which Soji's like the only one of the originals that's still alive. You know, they're being like 116 years old, and we find out that he ended up hooking up with his high school girlfriend that he didn't really care for. She was just there.
Yeah, we've been there. All of us have been there at least once in life.
Which is part of the reason why, like, I made the joke. It's like, well, I guess you got to settle for your not girlfriend. Go for it, my guy. Like, this is literally the look of coping. This is copium in motion. But yeah, that was indeed a crossover. And for Sentai, like I said, this is a rarity. We did have the rare instance in like Zyuohger with Captain Marvelous popping up before, but it didn't feel like as monumental of a crossover event as this was, especially when they ingrain the lore of one show with another. And I was just like, that's good. You can't take that away from the show now. It's there. Like, typically when they do this in a movie, you can brush it off as just like, yeah, movie's non-canon, things like that. This legit happened in the show. And there were so many things that can be attributed within the context of King-Ohger itself that now, given this lore nugget that we now have because of this crossover, can now be explained. And like I said, I had fun dissecting this crossover in my review just because of all the lore tidbits that were thrown in there. It was great. It was in there. But for you guys, being a little maybe semi-familiar with the show or completely unfamiliar with the show, and then watching this crossover, I know for some people, they thought the crossover was good, but once again, they didn't have the nostalgia for it. I'm coming at it as someone that has nostalgia goggles for Kyoryuger, and still enjoying King-Ohger and seeing this crossover work in a way that I think like just shits on every Power Rangers like crossover that they have from last year to this year, because it's different. It feels like it's better when it's something that's been this long, so the nostalgia actually gets to set in, versus something that just recently was like a fly-by memory. Like, it was just there. Hey, yeah, I remember you guys from last year. But this is like, bro, I haven't seen y'all in 10 years. How you doing? So yeah, Mark, so how'd you feel?
I enjoyed it, actually. So this crossover, is it done? Or are we going to get more? Like, they're still, like, going to be around a bit longer?
Well, so we don't know particularly, outside of Gabutira, like, finding its way onto the King-Ohger's Earth and giving us the form that, you know, we have seen in toy form already go up, but didn't get in this crossover, which was weird. And they were like, oh yeah, no, it's just going to end up becoming a thing for the actual show.
Yeah, I mean, because I enjoyed it. And I want to go watch the show now. Like, I want to go watch Kyoryuger because I kind of like those characters, especially that Amy one. Like, I was like, who's this? I was like, who are you?
Exactly.
Prince's mom? Where's his dad? I'm not the stepfather. The father stepped up.
He went to space. He went out there to get the milk on another planet.
We all know how that goes. But I thought it was cool. I like the Zord, so it's like I'm familiar with Dino Charge. I just never watched it. So I probably am gonna check out Kyoryuger. Was it Kyoryuger?
Kyoryuger.
Yeah, that one. I'm gonna check that out. Because I like the suits. The roll call was really cool because I like a good roll call. And we don't really get those in King-Ohger right now properly. And especially with explosions and the colored smoke behind it. I was like, oh, that's so cool. There's a lot of like cool Sentai tropes in it. But from a King-Ohger overall, I'm like, I'm curious where the story is gonna go. I care more now about, I kind of want to go see that King-Ohger thing.
It's a good season. It has a lot of lore, but it's very it's lighthearted in a sense. It has some serious moments. It has daddy issues. It has daddy issues going on in there as well. But yeah, it's an overall very enjoyable show. I should go back and rewatch it at some point in time as well, because I remember enjoying the season for what it was. So
I like lighthearted. I don't need everything to be super serious all the time, like you know. So if it's a lighthearted series with some like a balance to it where it's lighthearted. There's some serious moments, but don't take it. I'm okay with that.
And of course, if you're a lore hound like me, you get those tidbits. You get like not just dinosaurs, but you get space. You get like intergalactic shit going on as well. And you're like, wow.
I mean, dinosaurs in space, honestly. So those are two of my favorite things. Dinosaur in space, NASA and Jurassic Park, my favorite.
So it ends up working out in terms of that aspect. Meanwhile, Ash, what did you think on all this crossover events?
I liked it. I've never seen Kyoryuger. I'm definitely going to check out the series once I can find some files, and I'll probably binge it during my days off work if I get the chance, because I had a lot of fun with this two-parter. Like, I know of the characters. I know of Dino Charge and stuff like that. And I know of like Dino Force, Brave, and stuff like that. But I enjoyed it. Like, I really enjoyed it. Like, I wouldn't mind going back and seeing, like, even though it's a 10-year-old show, I wouldn't mind going back and revisiting it and watching it, like, for the very first time. But
I mean, if you need the episodes, I don't know if Mark has it up on his special drive, but if he doesn't have the episode,
I think they are. They are. I watched the first episode on the train to work, and I enjoyed it. Like,
yeah, I was about to say,
I really enjoyed it.
Got them all.
Yeah. I'll just have to download it and put it on my hard drive so I can watch it on my TV. But yeah, like this was a fun crossover. Like I liked how it tied into like the lore of the show. It wasn't sort of like a filler episode crossover, but like I definitely like enjoyed this episode, and I mean I'm wondering where it's going to go next moving forward, because we're getting like the mech combination from what I know of.
We get the mech combination. We see possibly Raculus in a mask.
Yeah.
Going on. So of course we get all that, whether or not he's been revived by Grody or was even dead to begin with. I guess we'll just have to wait and see when it comes to all that. But it's a very interesting note on that. Otherwise, this is a crossover that I am like, we don't get these often. Maybe if we got them more often, it wouldn't feel as monumental as it actually was. But once again, if they end up doing crossovers like this in the future, it's like I hope they smartly integrate it into the show, and it's not like that it starts becoming a norm tropey thing, like we end up getting in say like Power Rangers, where it's like, oh yeah, one enemy group ended up teaming up with a previous enemy group, and because of that, the other people got to get involved and shit like that. And
that's
it's like,
all their catchphrases, and that's it. And no substance.
So can't do that. But yeah, that would definitely kill any future crossovers if they did something like that. But hey, they did it their way, which I think works, because the crossovers that Don Brothers has been having, like on the side, that they've been doing with the Hurricaneer and with Ava Ranger, with the little side special stuff, leans into the comedic tropes of Don Bros, so it works out in terms of that aspect. But we'll see how they start getting into a lot of that even further, especially once we start getting closer and closer to that King-Ohger Don Bros crossover, because we'll see how that ends up playing out. But that'll be a next year thing. But of course, Don Bros has their own other thing going on. Don Bros just doesn't die. Don Bros just never ends. So last week we touched on this a tiny bit, but of course there was a trailer that of course came out with Kamen Rider Legend, and that whole event going on. Of course, it's not Tsukasa, it's not Decade, it's a brand new guy. Hotaru gets taken to a whole nother. I got like no screenshots prepared up or anything like that for this one. But yeah, it's its own side special, which we knew about that before. And seeing all that, I'm like, this looks interesting. And the fact that this does not even make it into the show to possibly add some spice into what we're looking for in Gotchard, it's
we don't. It might be a Falcon situation where the driver in suit might show up, but maybe it might be someone else at some point. And even though it's still the same as Falcon, I don't know. I still can't get over something. I was staring at the photos more of what was wrong with it. It's not just the testicles on it, okay? It's not just the It's not just.
I mean, they censored it. They censored it as well. And like the release photos, they were like, "Look, that's too much cock and balls. We gotta like eliminate it." And I'm like, "Look, release the ball cut." Yeah, when this special comes out, I'm gonna be like, "Release the testicut."
Yes, basically. So what is this like? The driver looks like it's too high up above the waist and has a long torso. It just looks like Elastiman, but like Testy Man, like because it's still just prominently a ball sack, and I can't take it seriously, even though I don't really like the suit design. I like the driver, I like the belt. I don't want to pay for it, but I saw the toy photo listings already, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll buy it. But the CSM is probably going to come with testicles. I'm just saying, like, or a cup that like mimics.
Yeah, you put on the belt, it just has a cup that just gives you your. All right,
I'll buy it.
That's where you hang up the belt and you like practice on it, like.
That you're already probably like, I got the green screen ready to go for this.
Yep. I'll put it into next year's April Fool's video with the
And
Bandai
because it's on
Direct.
YouTube, you can use all the clips you want for it. Fair
It's
use.
there. It's there.
Fair use testicles.
So yeah, I don't know anything else to really throw on when it comes to Legend and that special. I mean, we'll get it once we get it in like 3 weeks or so.
Yeah. I think isn't it like
think,
what if it's gonna be like 23 minutes long, or is it gonna be like a long special? I feel like it's gonna be like one of those short ass ones.
I think it's gonna be like an episode long special thing, and it makes me wonder like what they got even going on for the Gotchard episode for that day.
Yeah,
if anything,
recap.
Actually, wait, isn't that the week that they're off because of baseball? Yeah, it is.
Oh wow, there we go. Now we figured it out.
So because they've got no episode coming out that week during superhero time,
Like
they're
YouTube.
just dropping it on YouTube. Like, here you go. At least watch this. Bet.
Is this
okay?
I feel like this is just a new way for them to like do hyper battles. I'm just treating it as like a hyper battle DVD, basically. Just a hyper battle special. Because they're kind of booking it like that. It's a Kamen Rider Gotchard with his logo versus, and I'm like, yeah, that's hyper battle without a wedding and weird kissing.
So let me get out of this and move on.
Oh my God, it'll probably be subbed. Like if it's not already, like you could watch it on YouTube with their like auto closed captioning, which will be delayed and miss some sentences, but it'll be subbed probably like within the hour.
Oh yeah, either way, it's still going to be like one of those. I'll watch it when I wake up in the morning. I'll be doing Toku Rewind during that weekend anyway. So where we're watching Ultraman Orb and the Operation Overdrive, which goddamn, those first 3 episodes were shit. Of Operation Overdrive.
I knew you meant Overdrive. I was like, he didn't mean Orb.
No, Operation Overdrive. I was like, wow, this is the only thing keeping me in is just Pink, because she fine as fuck.
Yeah.
But that was it. That was.
What do you think of the man, the myth, the Oh, you probably don't know this story now. I'm going to save it for later.
Oh, okay.
No, wait. Do you want to know the lore? It's dead lore at this point.
What, the Orb?
No, for Samuel Benter, Operation Overdrive Black.
You mean the one that stole the stuff after he?
Yeah.
I'd heard about that.
All right, cool.
And I was just like, man, thief in the show, thief in real life. Let's go.
Allegedly.
I mean, I don't know the full. I just heard that he apparently stole shit from the set. So,
yeah.
Wait, is someone telling me that Operation Overdrive Pink is not fine? What?
It's saying that.
Oh,
you mean the character or the
actress?
The actress.
For Operation Overdrive? What?
Let's take a little trip down Google.
Everybody's just like, all right, turn on your incognitus. Let's go. As we're hearing just all the real time going on here. So even like Bacon Toku Punk is like, nah, she's not. I'm like, nah, Yellow was the one that was like, nah.
I'm surprised you didn't go with RPM.
No, so it was random. It was a random vote.
Yeah, let's spin the wheel. Yeah.
Yep, we spin the wheel and then voting. So that's the way it worked. That way it felt fair and not like it was trying to be like skewed in terms of what I'm watching, like the previous Toku Rewind. So. So, next topic is like I said, like 2 days after I made that King-Ohger video, just speculating that maybe they're shooting a Decker Ranger 20. They give us a Decker Ranger 20.
I think we kind of all knew this was coming, with like the 20th anniversaries, but it's cool to actually say it.
Well, the thing is, it's just like it seems like it's odd because it's like sometimes a show may get a 10th, but not a 20th. Sometimes they won't get a 10th, but they get a 20th. Deca Ranger was one of those that got a 10th. So I was like, I don't know. Is there more stories still? And at the same time, I'm like, would it be in the same vein as like Hurricane's 20th, where it wasn't even them when you watch it?
Yeah.
Like it's their ancestors, technically. So.
Oh,
So
this is subbed.
Let me get the. This is using the YouTube
Auto
auto
caption.
translate.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So
I'm gonna put my copyright prevention
box over it.
Yep. The box out here. Just to block out half the shots. Been 20 years. So it's just like Van's still out here fire squatting it up. Because of course he's got to, of course, if you didn't watch the end of Deca Ranger, Van ends up joining up the fire squad, and when we see him in the crossover later on, he ends up getting the battleizer from SPD, saying that it's the fire squad, like standard issue type thing. It's like, okay, that's cool. And then in the 10th, they end up recoloring the SWAT suit, and it's just like, oh yeah, no, this is the real fire squad suit. And then he gets another suit for this one. And it's like, oh, okay, all right, let's go over here.
All right, I'll be right back while you scrub for this.
All right. Mark, did you find pictures?
Were you mid? What are you talking about? Operation Overdrive Pink is mid.
Compared to what else we had to deal with in that show, I'll take what I can get.
And at that time frame, I understand, but like overall ranking, I mean,
no, I'm saying within the context of what I can get from this.
In the context of that show, I mean, yeah, I mean, you know.
Also, look,
prize.
No, I was also coming off of Ultraman Orb that had the middest of chicks in there as well.
Yes, that is true.
So I'm coming off 3 episodes of Ultraman Orb. It just did nothing for me. And then Operation Overdrive,
like double feature of mid.
No, look, she's average. She's above mid. She's slightly above average, and half the height.
She's mid plus.
I'll take mid plus. I will take mid plus.
Yeah.
Have I seen SPD? I quit SPD.
Yeah, SPD's. I like the
Power Rangers
SPD.
Power Rangers SPD came out at the time that I was in my full Toku snob phase. So the thing is, I explain this all the time. A lot of people, when they discover Tokusatsu, if you're coming off of Power Rangers and shit like that, you enter a Toku snob phase where everything that America is producing is dog shit in comparison to when you watch the source material. It happens to probably like 80 to 90% of the fandom when they go through that phase. Then after a while, you just accept both and you move on. That's the phase that I'm currently at right now, where I could go back and possibly watch Power Rangers without tying it into its source material in any way, shape, or form. But back when SPD came out, that was the time in which I had discovered Tokusatsu. So yes,
that was like 05, right? SPD, yeah, because I remember.
Yeah, it was like 04, 05 around there.
I mean, that pink though. I mean, SPD.
And SPD, I preferred
the
yellow.
Blonde one. The blonde one.
Yeah, I preferred yellow over pink on that one.
Yellow.
I don't know. I think pink just had like RBF. That's what it was. She just had RBF going on.
I'd give you yellow, honestly.
Not only that, but she didn't wear a bra underneath her jacket, so you always saw like her nipples poking through. I'm just saying, if you go back, watch some SPD episodes, you just be like,
yeah,
y'all didn't catch this in post, or they didn't say anything.
They didn't care. They didn't care because the kids aren't gonna understand. No, that's around the time because that's 05. So that's around the time like I just finished watching Blade, and I was like, give me more of this Kamen Rider, like inject this in my veins. And this is when I was starting to dabble into Ultraman, still going through and like watching a lot of Godzilla stuff and indie Toku stuff. So I'm like, and anime was finally getting a little more easier to access without having to pay $80 for one season on DVD. So it's like I was like, Power Rangers. I don't. It's like the whole. I always make the Toy Store joke. It's like I dropped Woody in the. I don't play with you anymore. I got Buzz Lightyear now. It's like that was Power Rangers.
Yep. Slade Drea actually says SPD Yellow is a burlesque dancer now. Ooh.
Yeah. That's why people speculate. Oh, they wouldn't bring her back. She does that stuff now.
Should bring some back.
I mean, the indication was there back in the day anyway. So I'm just saying.
I mean, didn't like not Lost Galaxy Yellow? Isn't she like in another teen movie and she gets
she was the naked girl, and I wore out that VHS tape so fucking hard when I was a kid.
It needs to be released in 4K. The same.
That was a moment. I was like, oh wait,
I don't know if that was post Power Rangers or pre Power Rangers, but they brought her back.
It was post.
Okay. Yeah, they brought her back for like maybe the special, one of the team ups.
But yeah, that Not Another Teen movie came out like not long after Lost Galaxy actually wrapped up, which was the funny thing because I mean Lost Galaxy, that was
1999.
Yeah, so I was 10, and then like Not Another Teen movie came out like a year or so after, so I was like 11, 12, and I was like, Jesus Christ. Actually, at the time, I mostly spoke Spanish, so it was like, Jesucristo. So it would have been that. I didn't start refining my English until like my teenage years. But yeah, I wore out the fuck out of that VHS tape once I saw that. So anyway, back to this. Umiko still looking fine though over here. Deca Pink. Red Racer's having a field day out there because of course he wifed that up. The red Car Ranger. And Umiko, Deca Pink, her husband and wife. Fun fact, for those of you that didn't know. Nice to see Doggy's outfit is still looking good. Some folks definitely showing up their age, but definitely not these two. Once they start getting into the close-ups, that's where it starts getting like out there. But then we get the shot of that new suit. We get the shot of that new suit, and that's what made things out here. Is just like Ban out here just rocking that new goddamn suit. And then they were like, "Oh, by the way, those of y'all that got that Memorial Edition, you want to double dip because we got something else for y'all now." And that actually literally is already up for pre-order. You can get it with either the purchase of the Blu-ray or the DVD of it. I've already pre-ordered it. Nice. I was like, I gotta get it. Of course, they've already done a little showcase with it because that's where this nice jingle comes from. I ripped it directly from the showcase of this new SP license. So it was good. It was good. I was like, I'm glad I did not get the Memorial one because it didn't do anything for me. I was like, look, if they ever release like the Fire Squad SP license, I'm all for it. Then they showcased that and I'm like, my fucking money. And I was like, oh, where is it? Where is it? You show me this. You show me this. I was like caveman SpongeBob just waiting for this shit to come out. I was like, give me that. Second it was out, I was like, man, great. Instant add to cart. Bought. So yeah, I'm excited for this. Once again, all these 20th anniversary specials we keep getting for Sentai, like Sentai fans are eating good.
What do you think's next?
I mean, technically after this would be Magi Ranger.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, the superhero time for this year was actually Faiz and Deca Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
So it actually no,
but
wasn't
Yeah.
Faiz and Abba
Abba
Ranger.
Ranger. Yeah, Faiz.
So it would be this and Blade. So there you go, Mark.
Hmm?
There's
I've
plenty
seen
of confirmed.
things. I've seen things. I like SPD yellow.
Oh, care to share in the private chat so I can look at those afterwards?
Of course.
Great. That's the way it works.
But yeah, no, I assume like because Faiz is getting so much stuff right now, like with their announcements, like this SPD, like I never finished SPD, but I watched like the first half of the show. I like this. I kind of want to get this because I missed out on the Memorial or whatever one that came out and this and that, and I don't like a lot of the Sentai changers because a lot of them are like not to scale, especially weapon related ones, or any of the ones that aren't are super freaking expensive. So I kind of want to get this.
Thing is, you just obviously have to buy the physical media with it. But hey, look, that's physical media. You could say that you now own because it's there. Now, because it's like a $20 difference between the Blu-ray and the DVD, I did go cheap and get the DVD because I'm like, look, I'm doing this mainly for this day. I'm not doing it for the Blu-ray because y'all already know, those of y'all that properly have been following Tokusatsu for a while know that most of us get our Toku a certain kind of way. So either way, even with the physical media, I'm still gonna get it a certain kind of way. Say. So hey, and that's why. That's why. But the thing is, for this, it makes sense. Obviously, the cast is willing to come back, and obviously there's probably going to end up being some interviews explaining some of the creative process on why they did this. Of course, this was a very popular cast to begin with when it comes to Deca Ranger because they did the 10 years special as well. And now they're doing the 20th. If they do Maji Ranger after that, that would be the complete shock because Maji Ranger did not have a 10th anniversary. But it was another one that was well received. That was my first Sentai season, was actually Maji Ranger. And I haven't seen, like, honestly, Kai's actor, Maji Red, is still a actor out there, still doing big things. But then other actors from that show retired. And they're like, Maji Shine has now just become a regular school teacher. So it's like, would they be willing to come back? But then again, this King-Ohger crossover with Kyoryuger kind of opens things up because Ami's actress is another person that technically retired after the show was over. That was it. That was her, I think, her last acting credit. She did nothing for 10 years and just decided to live her regular ass life. And they still managed to get her to come over for this crossover. So it's possibility there. But yeah, I'm excited for this because Deca Ranger is back. Happy to see more Deca Ranger content when it comes to it, and we'll see where it leads in from there. So, any other thoughts when it comes to this?
It's cool. I like it.
Yeah,
Probably
I haven't.
DVD.
I haven't seen Deca Ranger yet, but if I can get the DVD online, maybe I'll get it.
Oh yeah, it is one that is officially available. Via physical media. So yeah, if you can support it that way, then go ahead and do it. While on the other side of the map, I'm out here eating good because I got my Faiz trailer. They just threw in more questions than answers because luckily there was an interview that was done that I did read. Someone did translate the interview between the production staff for this, in which they kind of answer/not answer the questions that I had, particularly why like Kusaka, Kai's actor, is back, because they're like, yeah, those of us that watched the show know that he died. Why is he back? That's a good question. Well, to answer that, well, Mari's actress, she never actually saw him die. So I'm like, that doesn't answer the question. That doesn't answer the fucking question on why he's back. It's like, because actress A didn't see actor B die on set. When he's suddenly back, she's just like, oh, hey, you're back. Great. Cool. But I'm just like, right, he's dead. He's dead, though. And they're like, yeah, but, you know, whatever. Whatever. So yeah, we end up getting this trailer with all of these motions, and we actually end up getting a good example of what's going on with the story. So if you're familiar with Faiz, just quick cliff notes narrative, not going into the finer details, but the context of Faiz in itself was essentially, well, actually, this is more in Paradise Lost than it is the series, was more, it's a Orphanox society in the film, and humans are trying to find a place in it, and the Orphanox are not allowing it. In Paradise Regained, it seems to be the polar opposite of what the film did, where this is a human's world, and the Orphanox are trying to find their place in it. So it's going polar opposites from the aspect of what the film does. In which case, the writers still seem to be from Smart Brain, but Smart Brain, if you watch the series as well as the film, they are ran by Orphanox. But here it appears that Smart Brain is trying to eliminate the Orphanox, which once again, it's completely polar opposite to what we've gotten before. So once again, narratively, this confuses the fuck out of me, because I'm like, this doesn't make sense within the context of either the film or the show now. Like, it doesn't. And another thing that the production staff mentioned was that during the Kamen Rider Drive film, the one with Kamen Rider Yongo, Faiz played a key role into that, and they gave him his own ending during that film. But because Toshiki Inoue came back to write this, he was like, I didn't write it for my show. It's not canon. Unless I write it and it's a show I did, it's not canon. I don't consider it relevant. We're going to ignore that. We're going to ignore that. So they legit just said, whatever you've seen of Faiz after Faiz doesn't count because Inoue didn't write it. That's how you know that man's just like, nah, if it ain't me, it ain't right. Which goes to show everything that we're seeing with Kamen Rider Outsiders regarding like Arc Orphanox or anything like that. Sorry, no, I didn't write it. That's Takahashi. Doesn't count. Doesn't count at all. So all that other stuff is there. But yeah, this trailer plays into all that. Hey, we get the writer action, and you know, this is something we're gonna get into when we talk toys. But the fact that the phones full LED display that changes just out the idle screen that just still has moves to it. That's one of those of like, I hope this thing doesn't run on AA's. This shit better run on lithium ion or something.
It should be rechargeable.
Yes, because I'm like, if this shit legit runs on AA's, I'm gonna be so goddamn sad. Because that's one of those belts that you gotta showcase off that screen.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's a sexy ass, like, just idle screen just out there. But we got, you know, Kusaka out here still trying to be the man in Mari's life and stuff like that. And then apparently Takami's gone, but, you know, he will come back someday. We get a new Delta user, and I'm just like, damn, y'all really shitting on Delta's user. Though. Like, that man hasn't come back for jack shit, and he still ain't coming back. But we also get classic Kaiser suit in here, meaning that it's not just the new suit, but some of the old suits make an appearance as well. But of course, some of that falls into the toys and some of the other shit that we end up seeing. But then, yeah, we end up we get it. We get the suit in all its glory, in action, in movement, all that good stuff. But yeah, in general, yeah, the story does seem to be leaning more in terms of Orphanox trying to find their way into human society and how they can integrate in there, while the humans just saying "fuck you" next, that kind of thing. And then we'll see how they end up playing off the show's ending or the movie's ending, or if they explain anything like that. I mean, it's Inoue. He technically doesn't have to explain shit, and he's just gonna write it and then just enjoy watching the chaos as people like myself and other people that watched the show back in the day try dissecting it and making heads or tails of it. And he's just like, so this comes off of the manga that I wrote on a paper napkin 15 years ago that I left on a diner and forgot about it until they told me we're going to greenlight this script. That's Inoue is thinking right there. That's legit like what I'm expecting now. Is for him to just say that. So yeah, Moose is the semi-antagonist writer and all that good stuff going on. But yeah, I'm still excited for this. This is coming out on February 2nd, 2024. I'm excited. And for some reason, I didn't catch that there's this little preview video for Kamen Rider Ichigo, Nigo, and V3 eating food. Neat.
You talk about that CSM right there? That's underneath the box?
The one that apparently you get for, I think if you
get
pre-order the re-release of the DX, you get this one or something like that.
Well, they have it listed as like you can get this one with the movies, but it doesn't come with a belt or anything. You could use it with the DX or CSM belts.
Well, that's the thing about this one in particular is that we see that Kaiser doesn't get a new belt. Kaiser does not get a new belt at all. He's still using his old belt, and they retrofitted this new phone to fit the old belt.
Because it's still like 200 something. But I get Blu-rays. I had to explain to someone. Blu-rays in Japan are expensive.
Oh yeah,
even DVD sets are like for a DVD with like 3 episodes of One Piece on there, you're paying like $90 a pop.
Yeah, they're not DVDs. It's not like here where you can get go to Target, get like a movie $14.99 on Blu-ray. In Japan, because physical media like that isn't really popular. So, because most of the time it's on like their Tokusatsu Fun Time app, or most of the specials get played in theaters that they get the luxury of watching. So it's like that Blu-ray alone is probably close to $100. Because if you separated that the CSM for just the phone is like $115, $120. It's just the Blu-ray is so expensive.
So yeah, how's y'all's hype level when it comes to this 20th anniversary film for Faiz?
I'll be watching it. Yeah, I mean, I won't be spending money, but I'll be watching it.
I'm spending money, so it's whatever.
That Faiz next CSM.
Look, like I said earlier, I got my Kabuto CSM finally.
Yeah, but it's not Faiz.
It's one of the like I've been wanting this since I was a child CSM, and it's another checkbox cleared.
The checkbox underneath it is it Faiz next?
No, that's the one of what grown ass adult Zio wants.
Faiz Edge.
And just seeing all that, and I'm just like, I hate you guys so much. So
it's a personal attack by Bandai.
Yeah, God. I guess we should get into the toys of it all.
Because I haven't finished Faiz, but like I like the suit, I like the gimmick and the belt. So even I'm just like, oh man, those are a lot of nice toy releases, and
Yeah. So yeah. Narakiri World happened 2 days ago. and they drop so goddamn fucking much. They
know.
drop so much. So the thing that I can appreciate, at least of the presentation that they gave us, was that they came with some nice trailers. So, I mean, first one that we have up here is obviously the one that we just saw, and I like how they went in with the whole smart brain logo. And I'm like, great, I'm going to completely rip the fuck out of this footage now because I needed this. I've been wanting this for a while. But they go into the toys. Yeah, I downloaded the videos. I was like, yeah, I'm download this shit. So yes, we get the Kaiser Phone 20 CSM on here, showcased off, which they show us that bulky ass back part, but that's only because it has to retrofit into the old belt. The other phones don't have this. But yeah, they're like, yeah, this touch display, all this shit changes up, all that good stuff. The sounds, sadly, are still the old sounds. They didn't do any remixes. They didn't put in any jingles or anything like that. So that's a thing on there. But then, yeah. Buy that shit right in there, right into the old school belt, meaning that this will fit on any old DX that you got lying around for Faiz. Maybe not the Legend one. It's not going to fit in the Legend one. I can tell you that for now, it's not going to fit on the Legend one because I bought the Legend Faiz DX because I repainted it to be my Orga driver for my Orga cosplay. And yeah, the old DX for Faiz does not fit into the Legend holder, but vice versa fits. It's weird. It's weird.
Because the Legend belt is smaller.
The Legend belt is actually bulkier.
It is? Really?
Yeah.
I thought both for all the other ones,
It sticks out way more.
Because all the other Legend ones that came out, they're significant, like noticeably smaller than the DX counterpart.
Nah, they really went full cheap when it comes to this one.
Damn.
Because the phone is the same thickness, but for some reason the actual like holder for the phone is bulkier than the old DX. So
that's weird.
So yeah, full LED display when it comes to that, and then gotta showcase off that weird Kit Bash suit. Which look, it looks slightly better in motion, but it's still like, this is the weakest suit in the bunch. This is still the weakest suit in the bunch.
I never really liked the suit, honestly, even in like just regular. I don't like the yellow or mustard weird non-gold color on it.
And then, of course, they showcase off all that, which is one thing that I also took away from the interview, because they were like, when they were trying to make Faiz modern, they explained that back in the day, the way that they designed Faiz is, of course, he used the phone to transform. He used the camera as a brass knuckle. He used a flashlight to do the rider kick. But then it's like, smartphones do all that shit. So why not just have the smartphone do all that shit anyway? So it's hilarious when you see Faiz just take out the phone. And it's just like, yeah, I'm just going to beat your ass with this phone. Touch screen out. It's like, oh, okay. All right, cool. It's all there. All just via the buttons. And yeah, it seems that Kaiser also has an Excel button in here. He also has the boombox. He's got the Jet Slagger button. He's got all of those options on there as well. I don't know what the predict command is. Maybe they can have foresight into the future by like a slight bit. You even see it's got like taser mode. This shit works as a fucking taser. And then a dual shot. So it's got all of that going on with it. So, hey.
I don't know, the chest piece just looks so weird. Something about it. It looks like really like in terms of the shoulders, it just seems too protruding out too far.
Yeah, I get that more from Moose than anything. Once we get into their belt, which let me pull that one up. Which this is the one that ends up coming out in 2025. So even though they showed it to us, they're giving me time to at least recoup some money, save up a little bit.
They're going to announce that else between now and then. That's going to come out next year. That's why they announced it for 2025, because they know the last 3 months of 2024 are just going to be all downhill. I like this, though. I like the blue and the black on that. That's probably my favorite out of all of them.
So yeah, same thing, the touch mechanic, but because it's got the little handle out there, like the Faiz phone, it's can be used as a brass knuckle, legit, just a recolor of what we got for Faiz. I was expecting new complete sound and stuff like that, but no, it's also still the same thing. And then we get,
I like the suit so much.
Moves in motion. I still don't like the chest. It's too bulky. It's very tanky.
I like the shoulders. They're bulky, like beefy. This little.
So yeah, this is the one that's coming out. The Moose driver, and the way they have this listed up makes me think that they're going to be selling the two separately. Or that they're going to sell the phone by itself and then the phone with the driver.
Yeah, because it looks like the phone, it's a repaint, so you can put the phone with the Faiz one.
Yeah. In which case, yeah, if I end up managing to get the Faiz phone, or if, whichever options ends up being the more cost-effective one, maybe I'll get one that's the belt and the phone, and then the other one that's just the phone. Maybe.
Or both.
It's possible. I don't know. This cardboard box is keeping me at bay. So yeah, we get that one, and then of course the big one is of course the new Faiz phone, with showcasing off the Faiz phone X, which very streamlined. The LEDs just coming off the side of the belt. I'm just like, so wait, does that mean technically, because of the way that the driver's set up, does it know whether or not you're putting in the Faiz phone or the Moose one, or does the Moose one not light up as well? Because I don't think it would be too difficult for them to just put a second LED in there that would light up.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure that's too. I feel like that's not something like a problem that would be difficult to solve for them, given all the drivers they've been creating and how crazy they've been.
Yep.
I mean, they gave us a Disney driver with full animated scenes on it, so they can.
I mean, and that's the thing.
LEDs.
It's funny that technically is the prototype for this one, because since this one has the full LED plus touchscreen, as far as what we've seen, the Disney, the Imagination belt doesn't have a touchscreen on it, but this is LED and touchscreen.
That's
on a driver.
The Disney one is for display only. Okay, there's no functionality. It's staying on display. I'm putting that. Yeah, I'm putting that around my waist. No,
you will the first time.
Yeah, I will.
So yeah, burst mode. We got gun.
It's so tiny.
Yep.
Show what the Faiz phone Max Pro would have been bigger.
Knuckle mode. So of course he's once again brass knuckles with a fucking phone. It's so weird when you just see it as the phone, and then you're doing it screen side out. Ooh, that better be like beyond Gorilla Glass. That's gotta be like space Gorilla Glass. That better be dinosaur glass. And then the LED lights up too. Like, oh yeah, you're gonna get burnt with that one. Got the Faiz Edge that apparently just manifests. He doesn't even get it from the Auto Vigen. It just shows up.
It's about that CSM Faiz Edge.
You know what? When TokuTonic has it as just in stock, I'll probably just buy it.
What if they don't have? What if they just have a pre-order only and they don't actually get it for the?
You know what happens? Because this happened with your birth driver.
Yes, I know. They still have it.
The pre-orders sold out, and then it was in stock like right after release.
That's different though. It's the Faiz Edge.
yeah, this is a show that only me and like a handful of people have adamantly liked while everybody else was shitting on it. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah, they still have the Cougar Titan sword in stock, so never mind. Never mind.
So yeah, they don't want to get into too much more details on these things, but I'm just like, man, pre-orders on this went up already, but I haven't seen it, and I'm just like, let me get that. Oh no, he's getting dusty. They give us a little bit of a tease when it comes to more Faiz stuff. But yeah, those hurt me. Those hurt me a lot in terms of just the wallet, the feels.
Dude, that Faiz next one is so expensive.
How much is it in American?
Hold on. I think it's because of the 4. It is $465.
Oof.
But it's October of next year. But that is, like I said, I'm getting the freaking Shogun Megazord.
I'm gonna have to do the payment plan on that one.
Y'all might have to get multiple stuff because since I have that freaking
yeah,
I have the Thunder Megazord statue, so like all you guys can buy a couple of those to try and catch them.
Yeah, I can easily see Collectibles selling this for 500. So
that's their listing price is $465.
Oh, did they just put it up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it wasn't up before like the stream started. I looked.
Yeah. They put that up and then they put the SH figure, they put up the Geixiphone and the Ultra Replica Geat Riser, which I need, and the Legend Driver, which I'm probably gonna get.
Mark, telling him all that Faiz stuff is now online. We're about to see a man go homeless live on the air.
You are.
Okay, better you than me. Come on, let's go.
I'm like, let me hit up TokuTonic real fast.
Oh shit, it's actually happening.
Let me pull this up. Let me see here. Let me see. The thing that I hate about their new layout, I can't just be like, let me just see all their new pre-orders. Like they used to have that.
I tried clicking on the Deca Ranger one, and it led me to like the Geats.
The Geats, yeah, I did that earlier as well. Like I had to search for it separately.
I was like, what is it trying to tell me? I don't want this.
Bro, how is pre-orders already closed on it?
Wait,
what?
Pre-orders already closed on it. I'm on their page now.
Dude, they must have just closed because I was looking at them before and it wasn't.
I'm just no. I already missed out on it. I'm like here, and it's like pre-order closed. I'm heartbroken.
If we get the Legend Driver. Well, obviously, I have to keep an eye on it because they'll probably open up some more. Unless he put it up without. Let's see. Let's see on the old X.com. Let's see.
I'm so sad. Like how already? Y'all don't care about Faiz like that. Why are y'all buying this?
Oh man, they got the promo card for the Geats Gotchard film, and I need that good Kemi card. That looks so.
I am so upset.
Let's see. Hold on. Let's see if they tweeted anything about the. They didn't even tweet that. They put it. Okay.
Yeah, check their Instagram. That's where they usually post their shit stuff.
Well, usually they update if they're gonna get more.
Yeah.
No, they did post if they're gonna have more, not yet. But I do need that Kemi card. How do I get that Kemi card? It's from the film, so probably in theaters.
So I'm gonna have to hit the hard liquor after the stream is over. But
Oh, no.
We'll find you that. Don't worry. I know people. It'll be cheaper than that too because it's from Japan directly.
Back to Natakiri World. So on their official site, they listed up a lot of their look. I could get this cardboard Faiz belt. I can get this.
I have a few of those from the magazines. I got
I
a Gotchard one, a Geats
get
one.
a cardboard Faiz belt.
We should all chip in and get this for Zio.
So funny.
Look, someone just bought it for you.
We got the Straxler for $2 saying, since we are feeding addictions. Oh man,
I'm full, so I don't need to be fed. I got it.
I'm so sad. I've been literally refreshing TokuTonic's all day, waiting for the link to pop up.
I bet you.
If it went up during the stream started, I'm like, God, so sad.
No, it went up before the stream started. Because they tweeted the link.
But it's not on their homepage. Why would they not put it on their homepage?
Oh, no, you always got to hit new pre-orders. They don't put a lot of stuff on their homepage, especially because the Super Sentai SPD stuff's been on the homepage, and there's been more stuff announced since then. They're because how their website is laid out, and I know the layout they're using, that's not custom, by the way. So that scrolling banner, there's certain categories when you list something that'll show up there, and if you don't select it, it won't show up there. That's why the SPD thing is still up there.
Want the right Trooper CSM? See you all in the chat out here. Or you typically like at me on Discord the second a pre-order goes live.
Wow.
Didn't get me this time. That's how I got the SP license. Missed out this time. And there it is to taunt me. The first thing on the Natakiri World website is this thing. Okay.
You're telling me when it comes out next year, and if I wear it on stream, that'll make you sad.
I'll just end the stream as soon as you show it on stream. As soon as you stand up and show it, I'm just gonna press the end stream button. That's what's gonna happen.
That's it. It's like I'm shutting all this shit down.
Wait, or it was already sold out when it was up this morning. EST. That's some shit. That's some goddamn shit.
They've done that before. They put stuff listed where it's already sold out the second it's on there just to show as like a placeholder. They did that with what? They did that with a CSM earlier this year. I forgot which one.
So yeah, we got that one. We got the Kaiser Phone 20. We got the Faiz Edge once again. Showcase that off. One. The DX Sun Driver.
Looks so bad compared nasty. To the CSM. You can't release a CSM and then the DX one. Like,
it's just like, look, I know a lot of y'all didn't want to buy this. Maybe you thought the show was mid. I don't know. But here's the DX. You got to push everything yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm slowly. Like, at the cost of pushing everything yourself, at that point, this might as well be $30.
Yeah.
This is like the Legend series.
It doesn't even look good from a paint standpoint. It looks very like cheap.
It doesn't even look proportional to the CSM. At least usually some DXs have the exact same molding as a CSM, vice versa. They just change like the materials or the paint jobs and stuff like that. But this looks like they legit worked, literally build something else. They're like, because that centerpiece looks way too big for the rest of the belt.
Yeah, it should be smaller, or the ends, the sides, those little like green things that lift up, those should be bigger. But I mean, it's not the Shadow Moon one, so it doesn't matter anyways.
Oh, they'll release a DX of that one as well.
Yeah, the fact that they're still releasing stuff for like Black Sun when it's like kind of one of the more like most mid Kamen Rider things to the last 5 years, I'm like, eh.
And then, of course, we've got the complete selection modification. We got the Henshin Belt Typhoon that opens up, but it doesn't shoot out the steam.
No.
So I'm not invested because it doesn't shoot out the steam. I'm sorry. Like, they showed us the prototype belts way back in the day. I thought this would have been the belt to put in the steam effects, but no, it ain't there.
I still like it, though.
Genesis driver that we saw previously. We already discussed last week.
I like that driver so much, but I don't like Gaim enough to want that.
I'm not getting it for the price tag that they're putting it up
No.
for. But look, they redid the LED display. They put in some OST and sound effects on there. So I
And other
appreciate
box seats don't work, so it's like
they also said that they redid the actual mechanic to squeeze out the soda, because apparently on the DX there was like a creaking noise or something that was on there before, so they've apparently fixed that with the CSM release, so that's there. Procure stuff, the Memorial Edition Gabu Revolver from Kyoryuger, but then
this
Classic.
one kind of annoys me because,
Yes,
like, but the pins, yeah, the Zudenchis.
Mhm.
Because, like, the old ones, from what I've heard, don't work with the Memorial one, which makes sense, different size. But then all the other different Memorial stuff, you have to get if you want all 5 of them. So,
Yep.
I do wonder if they're going to announce, like, a Memorial set for these later down the line. I don't
What
know.
they'll
Like,
probably do is after these two are sold out,
Mhm.
and they wait like 6 months when King-Ohger ends.
Yeah. Mhm.
They'll release the Memorial Edition Gabari Caliber from that Prince uses.
Yep.
So we'll get
Mhm.
that red repaint, and that one will come with his battery and then everybody else's as well.
and the red will be accurate to the show, so it'll still look wet and runs on it, and this and that won't be smooth.
Because it's like, you can't tell me you're releasing this and you don't already have a red repaint
Oh yeah,
like in the
Yeah.
cards. Like, I'm sorry.
they'll probably
That
wait till
will-
the show's over, and because we're obviously going to get the Memorial Osier Caliber and Osier Caliber
absolutely.
0.
Mhm.
Now, would we get the crown and the spear as a memorial? 'Cause that'd be cool.
Nah.
Lame.
But the thing is, it's like, I prefer this one over the Gabari Caliber that we got, the King Gabari Caliber that we got during the crossover anyway. So I might bite on this one.
Yeah. This one,
Gabari
it
Cho-
does look a lot better than the red
Mhm.
one. I kind of like the silver, the black, and the yellow.
So yeah, we already got the SP license, and then the new SP license that I was like,
Mhm.
I gotta buy it. I gotta buy this one.
God.
This one's the one. It's red.
The
Got
other
my
one
thing.
red? And the other one red?
I mean, it's got a
Right.
dash of yellow, but it's not obtrusive.
Yeah, but they're both red.
But this one's red.
Yeah.
Oh,
this
there's
one's-
more red. I mean, that was red on top. Like that's. I mean, it's kind of red. It's just red.
I mean, this one's red and white. Sorry, I bought like the old Power Rangers SPD version of this way back in the day because I was just like, oh yeah, this will suffice. I clearly don't have that toy anymore, but
Oh,
and
there
then
we go.
this one, the one from
This is-
Jade, the Ultra
this is what hurts
Replica,
me.
which I don't know what, like, is the Ultra Replica line, is that a new thing or is
No,
that...
that's been a thing for a couple of years now. That's basically the Memorial Edition for
Okay.
Ultraman. They started it with like the beta capsule and this and that, and they've been doing a few. This is the one I've been waiting for a couple years now, and now it's finally been announced, and it's mine.
Which during the presser, of course, we did end up getting Riku's
Yeah.
actor showing up in there, showcasing it off during the entire live stream, and I was like,
Just-
"Oh, what?"
Is I don't know what all the photos says. Mr. Matt said, anyone getting the Soto Tradoron? I did a whole video on this. I'm getting it. I'm not getting it through TokuTonic because it's $98 in Japan. All the resellers are selling it for $165. That's too much of a markup. But it's scaled to the Sotos. You can open it up and actually put the drive Soto in it and everything. The detail on it is insane. Like I've never it's on TokuTonic, so if you want to look at it after, it's beautiful. It's one of the best quality Sotos I've ever seen. It looks better than the SH figure art for the car.
I'm honestly just waiting for Blazar to be over so they can give us like whatever their Ultra Replica is of that.
I don't know.
Blazar brace because I really want that.
It's funny they haven't done any replicas for the wearable ones. There hasn't been a lot though for wearable ones. Like there's still other. I didn't even know that was a thing. I mean, the
Yeah, so
one.
all of these are other ones that we got here as well. I don't even know whose this is.
Delicious. Oh no, I talked about this before already. Yeah, no, that's on the list already. That's Trigger.
That's Trigger, yeah.
That's the one I want. The freaking arm bracer.
And then of course we got the Imagination belt listed on here. Then we get into some Yu-Gi-Oh things. If you
wait
into classic Yu-Gi-Oh.
No, no, that's actually the replicas.
Yeah,
they're releasing a replica one for it. Damn, I need that. For
and
reasons.
then one of my favorite Digivices.
Dude, I'm just saying, I don't like the price on these
Digivices.
Digivices. They're so overpriced for what they are, and it's like it should be at least like maybe $50 cheaper.
Like I want one, but I don't think I'm ever going to use them. I'll probably just keep them in the box and have them on display.
Are they like almost 300?
They
Sergio hooked on Heroes, wasn't he? He's Zachary. He bought like one of them, and I was like, man, I love Digimon.
The one from Tamers, wasn't it like I don't think it was that high because I thought the one from Tamers was like 180 or something like that.
The one from the D-Arc one was like 200. And I'm trying to think. I thought there was one that was like really expensive, or maybe I was just looking at like eBay resellers. Yeah, most of them are 175 to 200. That's still a lot though for those.
It is, especially for that screen quality.
Yeah,
but
like the Digimon Tamer Super Complete Selection D-Arc is 185.
There's a rumored trademark for a new Ultraman. Why would there be a rumored trademark? Sounds weird.
Well, because
you either trademark it or you don't.
They haven't officially like announced it yet. Because they did a CSA for the OG Digivice from season 1, and it was 100. I thought that was perfect. I still want that. Where can I find that? I want to buy that.
So yeah, outside of that, there was some other kind of side announcements. I forget if I got the screens for those, or if I still had like. Let me pull from over here and just see.
I'm a hypocrite. Just pre-ordered Ken's D3.
Wait, you just did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Ken.
Here we go. So, on another website, we get some show floor pictures from Narukido World, which we got to see the belts in their full LED glory with like even their idle screen still moving in action and things like that. But on top of that, we got teases of some more stuff. Reissue of the Orga CSM. And I'm like, oh, I need it. And then, of course, the Kai's Edge. And then I don't care about these. But, of course, for you 3 Gaim fans in the chat, you can go ahead and get yourself the sword and the arrow.
I like
because CSGs
find 2 other fans out there
are out there. So yeah, they've got some CSGs in the work when it comes to Gaim.
The downside is I kind of like the CSGs. I don't like Gaim, but I'm like
I don't care for these whatsoever when it comes to.
I just like the line.
They're not the weapons I would have picked.
It's funny how fast they're announcing CSG stuff now. When it was like all we had was like the Titan sword for the last time. We're like,
for like a year and a half.
It was announced like a year before it came out. We're like, are we gonna get anything else? And then no one cared about the little pew arrow bow shooter for. No one even talks about that. And that was like, here's also stuff. Here's Goro. Here's a bunch of Gaim stuff. Here's a Faiz Edge. It's like, well,
where's the DJ gun from Gaim? Is that going to get announced soon?
I mean, I would hope so, because that would be like the only anything CSG related that I would be interested in.
Tanashi,
Yeah.
I'm not even a Gaim fan, and that Genesis driver. The Genesis driver is one of my favorites.
The Genesis
from that
driver is
show.
one
It's-
that I
it's
want.
good.
I just hate the price
Yeah.
tag.
I just don't like Gaim, so I can't like buy it more out. I'll
But
wait
then
so other people sell their
this-
DX stuff.
This is. So the Zanvap sword was definitely one of those swords that I was like, if they do a CSG, give me that CSG. And they're like, we're doing it. We're
Mhm.
doing it. You can fap this blade as you Zanvap that sword. So I'm just like, oh boy. It probably lights up exactly like the fucking power sword, but I don't care. It's got that little bat on
amazing.
it, so it's probably gonna be much
need it.
better. So I'm all for I'm having heart palpitations right now just looking at
And
this.
are we getting re-released CSMs also?
Yes, because well, the thing is, we already had the Kiva CSM before. That was a re-release not too long ago. But now Dark Kiva is finally getting the CSM release. Of course, simple repaint, just changing the voice dialogue and all shit. But it's there. And
I
the
have the
Dark
Kiva
Kiva
one.
belt was the one that I really wanted.
Dude,
And
the
now
DX
seeing
one
it-
is so expensive for just a DX still.
Exactly. But I'm just like, oh, the Dark Kiva. I'm just
Because I got a Dark Kiva and that doesn't work. I didn't care.
Oh.
I bought a broken one because there's no scratch. It just didn't work. No lights or sounds or anything. I don't care. As long as it looks mint, I don't care. I'll buy it. It was like $40.
But yeah, that's another one that we got. Is that and Lookman out here just spending money. It's okay. He spent the money to play that jingle, so it's fine. Money well spent.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, another close up on there.
I need
Of
that.
I gotta get it.
I need
Need
a
it.
release date. I need a release date. When that comes out next year, I'm really mad because they're re-releasing and like also finally releasing like belts that weren't CSMs before, and all this stuff is coming out the same year as freaking the 20th anniversary of Blade. Really upsetting me. I like that. That's a good sword.
Zanvat sword. CSG. It's finally a thing. So excited. I hate everything I'm looking at. I love everything I'm looking at.
Wait, what's that Ultraman stuff? We got
The amount
Ultraman
of-
replica booth. Oh, that's some Geats stuff. I thought there was something new. Dude, there's so much. I'm glad we got so much Ultraman replica stuff because I don't know if you guys understand how like how far from scale and how just boring the DX Ultraman stuff is because all the replica ones come with stands. None of the DX ones do. So like the G riser actually has a stand for it, whereas like when you buy the DX one, it just falls over. There's nothing to hold it up because every Ultra replica comes with some sort of display for it, which is nice. I appreciate that.
SP license here, the Memorial Edition. We got the upgrade suit system one
That's too
already on
orange.
display. It's
It's-
orange probably from the
it's that
shot.
Yeah, I was saying there's the little ship key thing
Yep.
from that very expensive Blu-ray.
And then there's
And-
Legend. Oh boy. Yay.
I need to go CSM, honestly.
This is a weird lineup when you just look at this listing.
Yeah.
You just see all these figures. It's just like, man, one of these things is not like the other. One of these things is Mickey Mouse.
I thought about Digimon. Seemed out of place, honestly.
Mm.
Also, we're speaking about those Memorial Digivices. You could only get that Tamer's Digimon on it. I can't get all of them. I have to get Ken's only, which my Stigmon is amazing. Don't get me wrong, but
Man, if I was there, I would do anything to steal that suit. I would do a whole Mission Impossible film just to steal that goddamn suit.
YouTube has a TOS in place that makes it so I cannot describe my inner feelings towards that suit.
Like, it's just right there. Just right for the taking. That is... See, look, I would forgive anybody who worked on set, and it's just like, yeah, and then the Garo suit was missing. Who stole it?
You just see me walking to there. I'm going through baggage claim at the airport, just wearing the suit. Mr. Impact, quick answer: sodas are better than shotos. They come with stickers for the details. Shotos just are unfinished unless you want to paint them.
Here we have more shots of the Garo Ken, more close-ups on it, that intricate detailing on there. They apparently did add some more dialogue lines in there as well. So
nice. I need it.
I don't know what this is, but it looks cool.
It winks.
There's the Millennium Rod.
That looks so good.
Looks like a fingerprint magnet.
Looks like never mind.
Looks
rotate image 180
is something that goes up crevices.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
It doesn't come with a stand. It doesn't come with a display stand, which is like a no. Like
yeah,
kind of ruins it for me. Those keys.
Oh, there's die-cast keys and that, and I'm like, hopefully this is not a driver I regret. Well, it's functional first off, so I doubt.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have regrets.
It will get old very fast, though. Let's be realistic.
Yes.
I will get bored with it pretty quickly, but it will look great on display. I'm already starting to collect other things to put on display with it.
It should come with its own Dyza that's just Mickey's waist. You just get it out the box. It's just like Mickey's bottoms. It's just his shorts. It's just his red shorts. And you're like, I'm putting this up to my face right now. And on there it goes. We got the Digivices, which, hey, look. Actually,
because of the card.
No, I'm looking at the LED display on there. It's showing like the anime visuals.
It's really there's visual. So there's over 15 different like fully narrated like videos that are like kind of like profiles on each of the different evolutions that can happen in it, because you can get like Paildramon and like all in this. But yeah, it has the full a lot of there's clips from the show on there. It's full
voice activated.
Every time there's an evolution, you get the full video of it. It has lines from Ken if you get the Ken version, which is
I'm sold. I'm sold.
Yeah,
it's gonna have to go on my.
They can talk to each other. So if you have Ken and one has what's his name, like they can talk to each other. And I was like
I wasn't sold on it until I saw this screen.
Yeah,
and now I'm sold
Davis,
on it.
That's what Davis. Like so, like the Davis and Ken would talk to each other. That's cool. I might have to get to. So I can have a conversation.
What the fuck is this? It's a briefcase. That's a robot. No, it's a gun. It's a briefcase gun. Whoa, hold on now. I have no idea what I'm looking at, but I now want this.
It's just beams of light.
I'm gonna take this to the TS.
Right. I was like, how do you even?
I like, what did I witness here? But
I don't fully like.
Okay.
It's kind of cool. Oh wow, Gotchard stuff. A shirt.
Neat. Okay.
Let's put all the Gotchard stuff next to the cool Faiz CSM stuff. That'll lure people. Like, what's this over here? Nah, I'm good with Faiz.
I guess in terms of Gotchard stuff, of course we did get some more stuff showcased off. But before all that, like, look, first of all, you people in the chat, what's your money on if you could get like 3 things from here. What are your top 3 picks from what Narakiri World showcased off? Various different Ultraman items, various different Kamen Rider stuff, some stuff that obviously has not been announced before, but now is, versus some stuff that we did know about before and is now there. So it's just there for everybody. So hey.
And I'm just saying right now, obviously that CSG Kiva sword, for sure. Gotta go with the Garo sword, and then the Garo suit. It's on display. It's been showcased. I feel like it's only right that they allow me the opportunity to buy it from them,
or at least just sniff it.
Yeah. If not the suit, then obviously the rainbow turret light freaking backpack, because I don't know what the hell that is, and I'm curious. I'm actually looking it up right now.
Let's see. Faiz Next Driver, Garo Ken, and Faiz Edge. Then we got Next Faiz Driver, SHF, Next Faiz, and Garo Ken. Let's see. Faiz Next Driver, Zamvat Sword, and Imagination Belt. Faiz Garo Sword, Digivice, Cavalry Revolver, Faiz Next Belt, and Daisuke Digivice. Faiz Next, Disney Driver, and Digivice. Faiz SH Figure Art, Gaim Sword, and Suitcase Thing. Ultra Replica G Riser, Dark Kiva, and Next Faiz Driver. Like for me, yeah, it would be top would be Next Faiz Driver. Gotta have it. I need that Zambat sword, and I need that Dark Kiva. Like those are my top 3, and I need those. So
it says beams on the box. How hard should it be to find it? What is this?
Let me. There's nothing I can click on. Let me get to. You're trying to find what that beam box is. And the thing is, it just says that
beams.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm like,
and whatever the fuck this is, tweak the universe tweak coordinate is where this is from. Fun to select. It looks like NFTs. This legit looks like NFTs.
I found it.
Well, where is it from? First off,
I found it on the Narakiri World, and apparently it's Bandai and this company called Beams, and they make carrying cases, and for some reason it just transformed into a beam cannon.
AK says here in the chat that it says Beams Collab Showcase because they read Japanese.
Man, well, I mean, I already have the full entire website in English, and I just put the link in private in case anyone wants to look at it. I'm just trying to find a link.
All this money.
So apparently it's Along the World View is a new role-playing toy whose carry case transforms into a beam gun.
Huh?
These are not the type of role-playing toys you should be making.
That's the kind of... Like, how do you smuggle that onto TSA?
I don't know. But apparently there's a whole comic where he slams his hand down dramatically anime style into the middle of the case, and then the lasers jump out. I'm like, I need it. Well, I'm bookmarking this for a later date. I will be following this really closely so I can buy it.
So, on the Gotchard portion of it all, of course, cards.
Yeah, lots of
cards, and we've gotten more cards to the point that now we have the entire like parallel collection of all of the Heisei writers.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that blade one. Look at it. Why is it cut off?
It's right there. So yeah, the Ryuki one looks exactly like Advent cards.
Mm-hmm.
The Blade one fits thematically with what you got going on there. So they did Ryuki and Blade justice when it comes to their card designs.
Mm-hmm.
Kabuto, right here, it's doing the pose from the opening, so it fits with that. Deno, it's fucking train.
Mm-hmm.
Kiva stained glass bat, good stuff. We get doubles. It's just, the guy Memories, Cyclone, and Joker out there doing the count up your sins pose. And then Forze's probably got one of the lamest ones in my opinions, but it's there anyway. It's just a shuttle out there. Uchukita, just out there. Gaim again. Gaim also has one of the lamest ones. Drive. I'm a little disappointed by Drives. It's like concept art type thing. It's cool, but it's a little disappointed by it. Ghost is it's all right. Xade working up the whole Game Boy mechanic on there with the old style screen. So it's good shit on there. And then ZO with the old vintage photograph. So yeah, just wanted to showcase these off because, hey, new cards coming out. Sometimes you got to buy them, see where they're going to go, see if there's any parallels you hope to pull out of these new sets. Ryuki, Blade, Kabuto, Kiva, and Xade would be the ones that I would want the most out of the new sets. So I don't know. Which one would you want?
Probably just the Xade one, because I do like the like I haven't started collecting the cards, but the Xade one I do like the Game Boy aesthetic going on for it. Like the great black and white gray tone.
Yeah, it works. It works. I didn't save the. I know someone was asking to show us the concept art for Gotchard's other forms. I didn't save those, even though I've seen a Chunky Boy out there. But, we'll see it once we actually see it in show form. See how they pertain to the chunkness of it all.
Mm-hmm.
But with the winter film coming up, they showed us some new cards. We got Hotaru out here cheesing it up with his Hopper 1. We got Ace out here with his Fox. These guys looking very reminiscent of like the custom card I made. But hey, okay, cool. See y'all out here with your regular human self doing that shit. Along with a tease for the winter film. We got the poster now.
I like
that poster.
That's different. I like it.
It's a different. Very wholesome thing. And of course, they could quality control this shit because they don't have to worry about like there being something there that doesn't need to be there. Mm-hmm. It's like, someone drew this. So it's a very nice, wholesome thing, which makes me wonder how like this winter movie is even gonna be like. It just seems like it's very down to earth. It just seems like very, cool, like all of Gotchard. Like there's not really much to analyze from this. It's just okay.
And I think it's like, given how Gotchard is and this that, like it'll be a fun crossover movie. It's not gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be doom and gloom. No high stakes, probably. But it is a winter movie, so someone's dying.
Well, it depends if Takahashi's properly head writing it or not. He's probably not. He was like, look, we got to kill somebody. And then the head writer that's from Next is like, yes, we definitely got to kill somebody. And then they're like, look, let's just kill everybody and everything happens as they're dead. This is an afterlife movie. That's
kill
where they
Nan.
meet Ace.
Kill Nan. Time Daddy just lost 2 daughters.
They kill Neon, and that's where she meets Akari, and they both like meet up, team up, and that's where you get 2 Nagos in one film.
They have to fuse together. into one.
Can work. Can work. We're out here just kicking up the concept of what this winter film is going to be. Everyone dies, and that's how they meet Ace. And then, because Ace is already dead in his state of being God, he uses his ass pull abilities to bring everyone back.
Wow.
So
That sounds super.
Okay, Musa Muteki for $2 saying, you think if Ace resets Gotchard, it'll get good? I mean, look, Gotchard it's not bad. The thing is just like narratively, it's just a very week-to-week show. That's it.
I think
It's
people
just
keep missing that point.
Yeah.
Anyone who likes Forza kind of gets this pacing, but even Forza started to like add some like stakes by now.
But even then, Forza introduced their characters the right way, and their first few episodes were proper setup. Like I mentioned that in my entire video was like Forza did it right in terms of dealing with an ensemble cast. Gotchard's going about it the wrong way. They just throw the ensemble cast on us, and it's just like you wait for their moment.
And I'm one of the biggest Forza fans. I put Forza as S tier along with Ghost, and I think Forza. Like, that's why I'm more leery towards Gotchard, because it's like I had all this expectations of if school Forza was good, we could do this, and then it's like my expectations are too high. I thought this had potential to be better than Geats from a consistency standpoint, at least. Gotchard's consistent, at least, but that's not a compliment.
I mean, we can keep going into the whole Gotchard of it all, and that's the thing that can become its own stream.
That's why I'm like, this movie, I'm like, is it set in like Char? Is it new? Like how? Like I'm curious because this poster makes me feel like it's going to be whimsical and like not serious.
I'm going to assume by now that the film's already been shot.
Oh, 100%.
Because it's probably just in post. Meaning that it's going to have early Gotchard flavorings to it. It's going to feel like these current episodes of Gotchard in there. Even though by the time this movie ends up coming out, will already be like possibly in course correction Gotchard, where they start doing rewrites and based off of like audience reviews and things like that. So once this film comes out, it's gonna hit like the way Gotchard is now. So that's the one thing you guys have to be aware of.
I assume it's already been filmed, because if you look at most recent Reiwa era stuff, like 2 out of 3 main male characters are probably in BL dramas right now, so they aren't filming anything for this film. They're already done filming it.
Well, 9 times out of 10, the way that goes is they film the winter movie like almost 2 to 3 weeks after the last show ended. They're still somewhat on set because they're still contractually obliged to do like stage shows and things like that. So they're like, well, since you're still here anyway, let's go ahead and just film all this other stuff. So it's early flavor.
We need those suits whole before we start kit bashing.
Yep.
Tokupunk said I have L taste. How do you know the beginning of my last name?
You're right, though.
I know. I don't have L taste.
This poster is like void. I mean, look, all they did was like, here's the Chemi card. And that's it. Here you go.
But it's a nice poster. I actually like this. I like that it's hand drawn and it's not like blue, like Photoshop posing of the riders all over the. Like I'm over the cookie cutter like posters that always reveal.
What might happen is that they find like here's a Chemi that's not part of our original 101. Like, what is this? It's a weird Kitsune one. Then they insert it into the Gotcha driver, and then it manifests CG hot mess Ace. It's just there. It's just like, oh, I have a physical body again without my will. What is this nonsense?
The world where everyone can be happy is just so Hotaro can be friends with all the Chemis. That will make him happy in the world. And Buff is just in the back literally grilling Hopper won. He's like, I told you I had to eat all the meat.
But that's insect meat. Would it count?
Does it count? It still counts as protein.
I would think the only meat that he would like, he could eat Hawkstar, Gorilla Sensei,
Spanner.
Yeah, Spanner.
Colorado. He's like, his name is Valverad. I thought it was veal. Oops.
He'll eat Hotaro's mom's cooking.
Yeah, her cooking, definitely just the cooking.
Yep. So all that. So that's what we got from the winter film. But besides some of those over analytical things that we just, me spending money, y'all spending money, our wallets hurting. Can we speculate? Can we speculate real fast on what potentially wallet breaking thing this shit might be?
I have not seen this.
I have no idea. I just saw this. I didn't see the translation of everything else that all that other writing is. I hope it's all right. I've been saying this ever since the game came out on the Wii and the PS3. Get another shot at the Toys to Life video game, because that Kamen Rider one was a lot of fun. It played like Gauntlet Legend. I love Toys. I was like, all I see about Ride comments, I'm like, dude, please tell me it's something video game related. That's not Gamberizing, because they just overhauled Gamberizing from the ground up for the first time in like 4 or 5 years.
That's the thing. The second I saw this, I was like, this has to be something game related.
Yeah.
It just seems to be something game related. And I'm like,
but it can't be an arcade game though.
Well, Japan is still steeped in arcade culture when it comes to things.
Yeah.
So it could still be that. But the other thing that I'm thinking of is, Gotchard's got people in like a fever pitch of an actual TCG. What if this could be a proper TCG Kamen Rider game again?
Ultraman just announced the TCG this week also. It's coming to the US.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a full Ultraman TCG coming out. And I'm like, why? Why are they doing this to me? Like, this is bad for me. I have, no personal attacks. And I don't think it would be, I could see it being a card game or a video game. I don't think it's an arcade game, because I actually just got finally a Gamberizing card. They overhauled the cards so much that, in the whole how the arcade game is, that I don't see them, doing that. They already, overhauled the Pokemon arcade games also.
That would be a competing game with themselves.
Yeah, I don't think they would, because they don't do that. Every main Toei and anime franchise kind of has their arcade game. Even Ultraman has their own Gamberizing style. So I don't see this being another arcade game, especially when there's so much money to be made off of the cards already.
So let's propose that this is its own separate card thing. Now, let's also propose that it works in conjunction with a console game. Now, if it is cards and is that, what if they make a special driver that connects up to your console to read the cards? That's the new portal. Is you need this driver in order to. So that's how we make money.
I thought of that with Gamberizing, because they have tried to release that style of game in Japan as a video game, but not for Kamen Rider. I'm like, this could work. The downside is I would buy them all. That's the downside.
Well, that's the thing. This is Toei that we're talking about. They're in the business of making money. But if they make a concept like that, I can't deny, especially if they make it look, this is an online battle arena. You need to have your physical cards. You scan them into your driver, and then you fight other people via this TCG battle arena Yu-Gi-Oh style shit. And I'm like, that's the dream. That's the dream.
Really quick, Chesapeake, even if this was translated, it wouldn't actually give you details. It's just the companies, the file and the trademark ID. So there's actually not any information on what Ride Commons is in this.
Yep.
So it's just a trademark documentary announcement, like the date of the trademark, which was, officially as of the 20th. The trademark is official. It was submitted on this day, and that's all that stuff is. So, but the Toys to Life game that they dropped was really good. I think and let's face it, we've gone a long time without a Kamen Rider video game outside of SD Shin Kamen Rider Rumble. Before that, we had Memory of Heroes, which, while I enjoyed it, flopped. It did not do well. And before that was Climax Scramble, which also was not as popular compared to the Climax Fighters, which was better quality visuals and not like a weird 4-rider arena like Smash Brothers without any of the fun. It was just a ZO story with very weird game. I mean, I like it. I have it. I played it. I beat it. I had to unlock everybody, but it's not as good. So we haven't really had a good Kamen Rider game since either Climax Fighters or the Musu like Bat Rat games.
Now I'm thinking, since this is Japan that we're talking about, that is their target demographic. If this is video games, and I'm like trying to think of how do I reinvent a card mechanic in Japan and all that stuff, and I'm thinking, dual discs and things like that. I'm thinking of like the bit that I did on the Gotchard review right before I dropped Gotchard. What if Nintendo Switch, wrist strap, put the Nintendo Switch on your arm, then little e-reader like device attaches to the USB-C port on the bottom of it. Take your cards, swipe them some bitches.
I feel like we're hung up too much on Gotchard because it's the current season. Hear me out. Ride Commons. What kind of game always sells like hotcakes in Japan?
Gotcha
games.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem. What if it's a Kamen Rider Fire Emblem that type of strategy RPG?
You said
because one of the top selling also crossover style games like that sold was Pokemon Conquest back in the day. That was still a huge major seller in Japan. It failed here.
But what would be the gimmick to need this type of trademark with a logo and everything? Like, if you're not thinking cards, what do you have? Do you have like collectible like chess pieces or something like that?
Don't give me ideas. Wait. It's for the Switch, right? Amiibos.
For the sake of it, let's say Switch.
Kamen Rider, the Amiibos. Kamen Rider Amiibo thingies.
It does
no,
have
I think Amiibos are dead.
No, I mean, I'm still buying Amiibos.
They're selling. Like, out here in California, like, people line up and like clear out shelves for them. They are selling like crazy still. Now, I would be okay with the Kamen Rider. And now you get those, you get the upgrade forms with them.
God, if they make Kamen Rider Amiibos, I'd have to reevaluate some life choices.
Because it still counts as Toys to Life, but they're not required. They're just so you could still sell the game. People will go out and buy those. But then a lot of Toys to Life stuff have failed in the last like 3 or 4 years, which is why I'm like, but I really wish that genre, when done right,
it became oversaturated. Look, Activision doesn't know. Well, once they have a good thing, they make too much of a good thing.
Right, we saw Skylanders.
Skylanders was one of them. It was Guitar Hero before that. Like, there's a whole thing about like once Activision catches lightning in the bottle, they're like, release the lightning, and then everybody's like, no, it's too much. Stop.
And there's some good ones that failed too. Like Lego Dimensions was really good. I still have every Lego Dimensions set. That was a lot of fun. I have all the Kamen Rider ones for that Kamen Rider game, and I bought it on the Wii and the PS3. And I ended up hunting down and getting all the riders for that because they were like 4 packs of this, and other ones were like randomly sold separate. And like, I took me a while to hunt down all the Heisei ones because I think it was all Heisei only that was in that one. There was no Showa stuff.
So it's just like Gotchard.
Yeah.
We got all these Legend Rider cards. Man.
No.
These guys are from the last 20 years.
The show is gonna be the show stuff's gonna be like the last wave, but it's gonna be all premium Bandai to get. Now the reason why I think this would be a card game is they always did. What was that? I would sometimes I know the name. What was that one card game in Japan that came out here? They did the crossover with Kamen Rider constantly. I always forget the name of that card game.
The
Battle something.
yeah, wasn't it Cardass or something like that?
Something like that.
But yeah, they had the Sentai and they had the Kamen Rider portions, then they took the Sentai ones, localized that one for the US and made it for Power Rangers.
Those Battle Spirits. So Battle Spirits, they stopped their collaboration with Revice, but the last packs they put out with the 50th anniversary, and then they haven't collabed since. And they collabed every year. They had Saber ones. They had, 01. They had always, then Battle Spirit stopped at the 50th anniversary, and they haven't collabed since. So it's been over almost 2 years. And they always had collaborations. Every 6 months, there was a new set coming out. They even went back and did a double set and this and that. But the fact that they haven't in so long, which is unheard of for Battle Spirits, I'm thinking maybe it could be a TCG then. Because they wouldn't do a TCG on their own if they were still licensing out the IP to Battle Spirits for their TCG. But they stopped. So I'm like, no, okay, probably they didn't get the Revice Peakness now, but the 50th anniversary cards were gorgeous.
I mean, the art style for that entire card series in itself was amazing. So,
and Kamen Rider's been crossing over a lot of video games lately. Puzzles and Dragons. They did the crossover with that weird battle royale in Japan with Geats, which I got most of the stuff except for Geats' actual outfit for my character. I did get Kamen Rider Ichigo's though, so I was happy about that. But it's they've been crossing over video games here and there, but it's always weird free to play games. So, and that was really popular when they did the Geats crossover in that battle royale, which was missed opportunity for an actual Geats battle royale. So I'm and even Toei from the standpoint of putting King-Ohger stuff in Fortnite and developing levels. So it's it has to be a game related, whether it's a TCG or a video game. It's not a show.
Plus, since it's got the little lightning bolt on the A and things like that, that normally makes me think something electronic related.
Tamagachis.
Do you think they're setting up one of those card machines like Dragon Ball Super Heroes, whatever it is? Japan.
Oh,
that's
Dragon Ball Super World Heroes or whatever, that card game.
Yeah.
It could be a video game like that. That video game got shit on, but it was fun for deck builder.
It's still popular over there.
Yeah, it died out here because I still have my copy and I play it from time to time. It just didn't.
Worst case scenario, it's a mobile game. That's the worst case scenario. This is just a mobile game that is whatever.
Yeah, I feel like we're looking too deep into it.
We just obviously it's ably clear. I mean, there's always that 10%, 1% chance I'm wrong, but it's not a show.
Yeah.
No, it's not a show. This is just a trademark that they did. That's just that, and it's okay.
It's an amusement park.
Yeah, you can ride all the riders. That's it. It's just a merry-go-round with all the riders bent over, and you just get on their back, and then be all right, come on, let's go.
Except for Legend, you gotta Legend. You swing from the nuts the little chairs that you swing around.
That's for the Legend ride. That's for the Legend ride. Let me get on Legend. All right, here's one nutsack. Great, and here's one nutsack for yourself. Oh, you just strap this on.
You got Super in there.
Shit, wrong one. It's scrolled up. That's the problem.
And Bandai helmets.
Yep. Why is it? There it is. Okay. Blah, blah, something for 2. And it's gone. Shit. He's back. And will it be? What if it's Rider helmets? I don't know. I don't know if that just.
They wouldn't.
Is it motorcycle helmets that would be Kamen Rider related? Maybe.
But would they do a whole trademark for that? They never They never did an announcement like this for CSG or anything.
Did they do a
Mm.
trademark for this when they released their Henshin like shoe line?
No, they didn't have.
Then I don't think it would be that, because that's the only thing that I could equate to being in a similar vein is like this is. It would technically be, well, helmets wouldn't really be apparel, but it would fall under a similar vein.
Yeah. And most of the time they don't do it themselves. They collab with other companies. Like the Rider, like the Henshin by Kicks or whatever they call it. That's not even Toei making them. That's
The Rider Kicks. Yeah.
That's a collaboration. No, Zeros. Don't make the joke CSHs, because then I will order all the CSHs.
Complete selection helmets. And they'll come in like 3 varieties. They'll come in vanity, stunt, and regular.
Yeah, they all, you could take apart. Like, then there'll be like the whole suits, the CSSs. And then it's like, oh, you could detach pieces to kit bash your own. Predict what next season's kit bash is going to be ahead of time.
Oh my god.
I'm curious. So I assume we're not going to get any information from this at the earliest the end of the year, because they have too much other stuff they're announcing right now.
Oh yeah. If anything, that news will, if it is game related, it will probably
Be in the next magazine or whatever.
Yeah.
Because Tokyo Game Show already came
And the
out.
magazine's taking a break, so there's not going to be another magazine until like November.
Trying to think of the next Japanese gaming event.
Because Tokyo Game Show already happened. So there's nothing. There's no other video game shows in Japan until next year.
Yeah, and they wouldn't be part of Jump Festa.
No.
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 Oh, God. If they put a Kamen Rider in the next that Jump Force sequel that's coming out, they're just like, here's Shin Kamen Rider in there.
Here's more of that.
They can put
More of
Kuges from a manga, or they put Fudo PI in it, and then it'd be mid.
No, it would have to be the Kuga manga. Only way to make it work.
There's a rumor now. I have no confirmation. Depending on how the manga does, they might do an anime for it. But this is not confirmed. This is just people in manga groups I'm part of that don't even know Kamen Rider. Like, they're like, hey, dude, because if Rage of Rejects does good, there's gonna be that Toku adjacent manga craze going to anime, like Kaiju number 8, Ranger Rejects, like all those are getting scooped up real quick now.
I mean, if there was to be a proper Kamen Rider like animated, the Kuga manga would be the better one to go with versus, say, Fudo PI, because Fudo PI, you require the source material. The Kuga manga, it's its own continuity.
Yeah, it's like
that's
a
inspired. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also adding Agito stuff in there, which is why I tell everyone the Kuga manga's good.
Yeah.
Just get it fan translated, because you'll be waiting a while to get those releases.
So yeah, if they actually ended up going that route, I wouldn't mind it. It would be better. It'd be a better choice than say Kamen Rider Spirits. But then again, Kamen Rider Spirits, that was already like, that's not going to be a thing.
And that one got kind of weird after a while too. Because I'm rereading it because I was going to do a video on it, and then even I'm like, maybe not.
Are they still selling the mangas? Well, we discussed the Kuga manga's entire thing like ages ago. In terms,
I think like only 2 weeks ago we went over it last week, like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, because you asked me like, what's going on with the release dates, and I was like, well, 1 and 2 now. If you go to stores, that's the new versions. 3 is the new version, but 4 got pushed back to December when it was supposed to come out in August. So that means 5 got pushed back to like March or April, and everything after 5, there's no release dates right now. If you want the full information, go back about 3 weeks and watch that stream.
Great. I see some heresy going on in the chat with someone saying that Sononi was the only great thing about Dom Bros. Sue me. Well, I will see you in court. Because there definitely is much better things going on in Dom Brothers besides that. So, yeah.
Was that all toy stuff?
That is all toy stuff.
Did you talk? Because I don't know if I missed it because I had to run to the bathroom. Did you talk about the leaked, or on the leaked, you could see the packs for Phase 2 for Gotchard cards?
We only looked through the legend, the parallel legend cards, and then The thing is, I've seen the pictures of the forms in terms of concept art for what he's got going on. But of course, once again, those are concept arts. We got to see how they're actually implemented into the show in itself. But yeah, the Phase 2 cards, all that stuff, we hadn't really discussed the Phase 2.
They haven't leaked the card list yet, but I know it's not a link you can click on like the rider.card. But if you type in a URL and like put a 2 instead of a 1, you could see the placeholder page for where that stuff's going to be. So probably next month we'll see what those are going to be.
Great.
Whatever.
More money spent.
I don't know if I'm going to continue to try and get all of them. And it's not because of the money, it's because of the duplicates. I can't get rid of any of them. I have so many.
You got to start like just making a wood chipper of them all and just.
Well, I sold a bunch too. I was selling like sets of like all the commons, all the rares and URs, and like so as of right now, I'm almost breaking even with what I spent on all my booster boxes, and I was able to also buy a lot of the stuff I was missing individually. But I think I'm just going to do that going forward. I'm just going to individually hunt down and complete the sets because it's not going to be cheaper, but it's like
I got a dupe right here.
I was like, don't struggle with it because some of those are. I'm not going to ruin Xaid.
Sometimes just
it's pixelated. You can't see it, but it's pixelated with the foil on it, like the game. So it's all pixel foil, which is pretty neat. Xaid's still mid though.
There's so many. Like, I'll have you guys know that when I made my thumbnail for
Everyone's so mad.
the Gotchard video, I legit recorded myself ripping up a card, and that was going to be the original thumbnail. And I didn't end up going with that shot anyway.
You should have.
But it was there. I took a picture of it. It was there, but then I was like, oh no, this first one that I was gonna scrap of me like putting on the Lion Kigurumi, I was like, oh no, that's too good of a shot. I gotta do that. So kept that one. So with that, I think we've discussed all of the portions for this week. We had toys, we had trailers, we got a didn't really show this off, but let me once again, you just got to show off the
that's kind of the reason why I want the DVD too, because I love that cover. I kind of want that as a poster.
That whole drama feel of the poster and everything. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, so the magazine showed all the chemis in their chemi forms, not just on the cards. And a lot of them are weird. Because some of them are just drawings and some of them are like actual like CG. But you can't tell. Like the wrestler G is just the action figure.
Exceed Mighty. Which one was that one?
Which one?
Exceed Mighty. Hold on.
I haven't really looked at any of the leaked forms.
Oh, wait. Are you talking about the stupid Kuga, like, the one where he looks like a golden uncircumcised penis? That's in the, yeah, if that tells you enough, that's my thoughts on it. It's the Kuga Faiz combination suit from the Legend special.
There's some new Geats announcement. I'm like, what is this? And I realize it's just the last DVD set that's coming out. Let's see if they announced anything cool.
You know, I am kind of tempted to get that Doom's Geats buckle, the gold.
Yeah, the gold and black one.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice color combination. Might have to get it. As much as I shit on Geats, like some of these buckles are still good.
Could we talk about the full page drip for Tajimana right there? Like, he got a full page spread. Full page.
But did Jeremy's mom get a full 3-page spread?
Not
And we're talking about leg up spread.
Not in this one, in the previous one. There was
well.
some gratuitous photos that, but I can't really show you because those pages are stuck together. So,
okay. All right. So with that being said, we actually did manage to cross the 3-hour mark. It's been a while since we managed to cross over the 3-hour mark, even with Mark being late. And us saying, just fuck it, we'll do it live. We'll just start.
It's not my fault. I'm trying. I need to roll back to Windows 10. I gotta do that drastically. It's becoming an issue. I have freaking updates disabled. And the other day I went to go shut down. And you know how it says shutdown or shutdown install updates? It didn't even give me the option to shut down, install updates before you shut down. I'm like, no, I don't want it. It's like, then you're not shutting down. I'm like, but I want to. Let me shut down.
Hold on. Some people are giving me shit for talking about Rita being a furry, but then talking about Jeremy's mom and saying it's the same thing. Hold on now. Hold on now.
Been saying that.
Because it's not the same thing. It's not even remotely close. You're about to start wars out here.
You do not put Jeremy's mom and furries in the same sentence unless you say she is not a furry. Listen. The year was 1998. A show came out called Beast Wars. A goddess was bestowed upon us called Black Arachnia. The thorax, with the thorax of the gods. I learned so much about the anatomy of bugs watching that. And I was like, so what is that area called? The thorax?
Look, I'm just going to do a quick side-by-side here. This is what Rita likes. This is what sane other people like. We are not the same.
Distinguishable gentlemen.
Yeah, but Rita ain't out here trying to fuck the cat sock. I'll just say that.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
Listen.
All right.
What are you trying to say about Jeremy's mom, then? What do you think we're trying to do? It's a fictional character, sir. It's like if you don't read my diary.
I'm just saying.
My dream journal.
One's built like a poorly made sandwich, and one is like fine dining.
It's like a weird kit bash with Raggedy Ann and Andy and Vivi from Final Fantasy IX. That's the Wish version of Vivi.
Look, if I had chat properly up, I would pull up a proper poll between Lucky Edo and Jeremy's mom.
We'll be here for another hour waiting for the results.
I'm just saying, but I don't have that up or else this would become a giant war fest. Because I know some of y'all may skew the results.
I know something.
Some of y'all play those games. I heard trying to skew the results.
All I heard was proper.
Lucky Edo is actually a female. So yes, this cat sock thing is female.
When I refer to Jeremy as my stepson, you'll know you guys understand the context from now on going forward.
And yes, bug neurotics were actually originally humans that gorged on too much shoe god souls and then just became.
So it's not even weird. So we know
they're just mutants.
Speaking, human. So all the plumbing and anatomically, it's human.
So, but yeah, we'll just agree to disagree, and y'all can have your cat sock, and we'll just have Superior Jeremy's mom. But on that note, Mark, what you got to promote?
So I didn't stop making YouTube videos. So my channel's still there. I'm just not talking about Kamen Rider.
Oh, so you did quit YouTube?
Dude, literally, and it's funny me talking about how I was burnt on a Gotchard did better than all of my Gotchard videos except for episode 1. So, I mean, That's cool. No, but I'm focusing on other stuff. Like I brought the podcast back after a couple months. So, like I've been pumping out a lot of episodes there. I finally finalized the rest of my merch. My hoodie is all the way over there designed, but I do have my shirt, and I feel like the Kamen Rider Ryuki fans, and it's all wrinkly because I had it on, will really enjoy this.
Man, you're really running at like 2 frames per second right now for me.
Yeah.
There it is.
I don't know what's going on. My fiber and shit, but yeah, that's the new shirt design, Ryuki, little
Nice.
Dungeons and Dragons inspired, and that's a template. So I'm gonna be doing other ones for like Wizard, X8 as different like classes. So that's all on oldlyhensions.com coming soon. Which a lot of people tell me I should rebrand the name, but no.
No, you shouldn't. If it works, it works.
You guys want to see my gimmick collection? It's $5 a month to be a member, and you get a discount on the merch, and you get to see some gimmicks, not like legit like gimmicks, like no double entendre there.
All right, sure. Can't wait for that pickle shirt to come out with the legend ball sack like attachment.
I already thought of how I could do something, a design with a legend shirt. Is make. I can't think of anything that like wouldn't get me in trouble. Wouldn't get me canceled big time, like legit canceled.
Look, if it swings, it swings. Just the way it works. So, all right, Ash, what you got to promote?
Me, I've got comic reviews in the work. I did post my History of Power Rangers home video release. It's doing fairly decent. All right, took a while to put together, but it came through all right. I enjoyed it. People like it. Yeah.
All right. Meanwhile, for me, of course, join the Discord if you haven't already. It's there in the comments. I mean, not in the comments, but in the description of every single video that I put up. People don't check the description, so they don't know on any of these things. So yeah, since I am taking a break from Gotchard, I'm going to take some time to work on other side content that I've been wanting to do for a while. Just haven't been able to. I've actually been excited about this new video just in the pre-planning phases and things like that. Still writing the script, but have already started working on some of the visuals, some of the gags going into it as well. So that's going to be definitely an experience once I actually get that out and going. But King-Ohger is still going to be consistent when it comes to its weekly reviews. It'll probably start coming out on Sundays or Mondays, just depending on when I can crank them out. But right now, I am still knee-deep in finishing up my Orga cosplay. That's literally what I'm going to do as soon as the stream is over. Get back into working on my Orga cosplay. I am done. I'm almost done. I'm working on knee pads right now, and then those little back frill cape things. And then after that, I'm done with the suit. And then I just got to make the sword because the convention is next week.
Ooh.
So with that being said, of course, no TokuTonic shift next weekend. So just letting y'all know, I'll make another YouTube post afterwards.
They're like, what, you canceled the stream forever? It's like, no.
No, I'm just at a convention dressing up as a Kamen Rider and spending copious amounts of money, possibly, maybe. It just depends on what the dealer shop gets. But either way, box, here I come. So with that said, we're out of here until 2 weeks from now. Bye.
Don't miss us too much.